Rouse. Push it to the Port of Miami.
Yo, what is going down, y'all? Welcome in the most underrated podcast you already know. Broadcasting from Most Underrated Studios, I'm your man, Thomas the Franchise. The homie Dal Palantonio chilling across from me. Let me see if I got this working.
Hell yeah!
There we go.
Nice.
Didn't have my shit plugged in. Welcome in, guys. Sorry for the delay. Wow, the chat is riled up today. Uncle Jim, hello. I remember my first time reading the clock. Wow, shots fired already. Feeling real Miami today, bro. With the Miami Vice vibes behind us.
Yes.
The poster behind us. Got the Miami, kind of, I don't know if it's Miami, but it's a little bit of a teal fit going today.
Yeah, you're the jungle man.
That doesn't even make any sense.
It's very jungly. I
It's
don't know.
Miami.
Tropical.
Miami.
I think of a jungle.
Looks nothing like a jungle. And jungle is not in Miami.
All right, fair enough.
The reason we're late, if you check out my Twitter, you'll see a video on there. Dal Palantonio just created a rat's nest. If you ever had a tangle of cords, like a bunch of cords all tangled up, that's what Dal did with our poster this morning.
No, think about 50,000 times worse than that. That's what this was.
We have some new decor in the studio. We have a huge poster. My lady got this painting made for us last year. And then my mom ended up getting this blown up for us on like a huge poster.
Like a fathead.
Yeah, like a fathead style poster so we could hang in the studio. So we just got that put up. And I was like, hey, Dal, we have like 40 minutes, bro. Just let's throw that up before the show, you know? And he's like, oh, okay. So I'm finishing clipping out a couple sounds. We're going to obviously talk some UFC and so different things I want to have audio for. And I look over and I'm clipping out the sounds. And I literally look over like this. And Dal has pulled the whole thing off. Pulled the poster off the sheet entirely, and it's like in a ball. It's like in a ball all stuck together, just a hot mess.
Yeah,
balled up, and I'm like, oh, dude, I didn't. For some reason, I thought, hey, you could just pull it off and probably do this yourself. It's not a do-yourself job, so I'm going to take 50% blame. I'll take the L on that.
Take that L.
I kind of set you up for failure.
It's a big poster.
And I looked over, and you were failing incredibly.
I was.
The thing was a rat's nest.
I can lay tile, I can lay hardwood, I can lay some pipe with Robin, but I cannot do this as a one-man job. I just can't.
That's funny.
So I learned something today.
Hilarious.
Sorry, Uncle Roselli. We're back. We're here.
Everybody, welcome everybody in the chat. Let's see, my aunt's in there, Roselli's in there, St. Skinner's in there. Menace, he said first. I like how Menace said first, and he's about the 8th person down in the chat.
I remember my first time being first.
Not first at all. What up, Menace? How you doing? He said he went 4-0 on UFC 251.
Wow, I know you got a great story to tell.
Dude, I in the chat I typed about to be live. Sorry for the delays. Dal crinkled the F out of our poster.
Yeah.
With the laughing emoji. AP said, "Is crinkled my poster slang for taking a shit?" All right.
Poop talk already.
I
bet Johnny Chill's happy.
I bet Johnny Chill's pumped. All you got to do is add some butthole talk, and you and him will be buddies.
Oh, yeah.
You and him love the fucking poop and dick and butthole talk, don't you?
Oh, man. Somebody farts. I think it's hilarious.
Long and thin pipe layer. Uncle Jim. Marco, what up, bro? How you doing?
Yeah.
Edward in there. Neighborhood, what up, bro?
This is
Blake
the time
P.
Robin needs to get in the chat and defend my honor, I tell you.
What honor? What do you mean?
My penis honor.
Oh. Keith Crum, $4.99 in the super chat already, starting it off right.
I haven't seen that guy in a minute.
What up, Keith?
Welcome,
How you
Keith.
doing, bro? He says, what up, fellas? Hope everyone is doing well. What up, Keith? How you doing, man? We are doing well.
First shot to you, I think.
You or me?
Hold on. Let me get the right. All right, we're good now, boy.
All right, we're ready to rock?
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. Oh. That should be a point, though. I knocked the Supreme Ziplocs
bag
off the top shelf. I'll take that L. It's the first L of the day. Poster is fire, fellas, from Danny B. Thank you, bro. He said if you're traveling to the Northeast, bring your climas. It's been humid as shit out there.
Oof.
Yeah, if you're heading to the Northeast, pack your climas. It's been hot as a mug. Dude, it's been so hot over here, too. And I'm going to actually take advantage. Dal's going on a trip, so he's going to be gone this week. Are you leaving today or tomorrow?
I think tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow, okay. Sorry, were you adjusting the camera? Is everything good?
Yeah, man, just making it, just centered it more a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Looks good.
So Dal's leaving. I'm going to try to take advantage and get my air conditioning fixed in the crib. I have like a window AC in my room, so it keeps it cool at night and shit.
Yeah.
But the drip pan for the condensation drain, for some reason, from my coil, from my air conditioner, is not draining correctly. So I can only keep it on for like an hour and a half or so at a time, hour and a half, because that condensation drain starts to fill up. And if it gets too full, then it starts overflowing and it starts leaking into the system, causing fuses to blow out and everything else, getting water damage in the rest of the unit. So I just need someone to come fix the condensation drain. All my HVAC people out there, holler at your boy. I just need a little love. I need someone to come out and fix the condensation drain. I'm not asking for free. I'll pay you up. I understand. But I need to get that fixed. So that's on my bucket list.
Nice.
To get that's not a bucket list, is it? That's just on my list.
That's just your to-do list.
To-do list, yeah, not bucket list.
Your this week to-do list because Dal's out of town.
Right.
I still got to finish my taxes tonight before I take off.
Oh shit! Do you really? Oh, this
I
guy.
haven't done my taxes. I'm too turned up.
This guy still.
It's not good.
Still haven't done the taxes, huh?
Yeah.
Gosh,
Nothing
why?
is crazy
What are you
and nuts
doing
right now? Because
what are you
everything
doing, guys?
is crazy and nuts right now.
Get it done.
I'm telling you, the UFC weekend was just too late.
It was very late. Did you make some money?
Yeah.
Did you?
Luckily.
Well,
I didn't really make any money because the money that I lost on Masvidal, which we'll talk about, I made a little money back on our Rose. I love Rose. She fights out of Denver. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So sick, man. I love her.
Yeah.
I told the people on the cast, she was a surefire bet, and sure as shit, I mean, by the skin of her teeth. But I knew she was gonna win, man.
Surefire bet. She pulled out a split decision.
Hey,
okay.
I knew she was gonna win though. I had this one in the bag, and I luckily made some bag because of her, but lost on Masvidal. But go on.
We'll get into the UFC talk. We'll recap the card here. We'll talk some Will and Jada. Video been going crazy. Set a Facebook record. You see that video? Jada does the Red Table Talk. Well, she brought Will in. You saw the clip, obviously.
That, yeah.
If you guys saw it, you'll know what we're talking about. If you didn't, I'll kind of play a couple clips from it, fill you guys in. We talked Will and Jada and their whole marriage and a bunch of stuff going on with them. Was that like 2 weeks ago, maybe? A week and a half ago?
We were early.
So we'll update you guys, on that. Some COVID-19 updates. Redskins changing their name. A new NFL face shield for the helmets has been proposed. It's actually going to be sent out to all 32 teams. We'll show you what that looks like, and we'll kind of give you our breakdown on that. But first, make sure you guys are following on social media, at MUPcast on Twitter, at Most Underrated Podcast on Instagram, at OMG It's TTF on everything, at Dal Palantonio on everything. Make sure you guys are following there. So I thought you were leaving tonight right after the show, so you actually got a little bit of time.
I got a little time.
It's not going to get too crazy.
I had to set aside some time for the taxes.
Love it. Love it. Hey, Robin, we cannot leave on Monday after the show. Please, let's leave Tuesday.
I helped Zach with his and our Most Underrated, but mine, it's do you have
a lot of stuff to do?
No, not really, man. I've got to import just a few things left on my stock trading with Fidelity, and then after that, a couple more things to tighten up with the house sale that I had in December.
Okay.
Other than that, man, we're good.
Nice.
Imported
so
everything
not
else.
Bad.
Nah, not too bad.
Could be worse.
And then maybe all the donations I didn't do. I'd like to put it all in there.
Right.
All the clothing donations.
Edward says, franchise low-key kind of looks like the hype beast Tim Allen Santa Claus. What, bro?
Well,
I'm taking that as shots.
Hold on. Let me
That
give you
fool
a nice
looks-
shot. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. I'm looking smooth, guy. The hype beast Tim Allen Santa Claus. His beard is gray. My shit is not gray at all.
I don't think you're that fat either.
I'm not that fat. Yeah, remember when he says, does this look like a little weight to you?
Yeah,
when he jiggles his stomach.
At the doctor's office.
Doctor's like, hey, it's no big deal, dude. You just gained a little weight.
Yeah.
He's like thinking he got some serious problem, and the doctor's like playing it off like, nothing's wrong with you, bro. What are
Yeah.
you talking about? Does this look like a little weight to you?
Just
All
imagine if
freaked
he
out.
had to go through quarantine. It'd be even worse.
Right. The corn, what are the, I saw a meme, it was like the corn 15.
The corn 15, yeah.
Yeah, something like
Quarantine
that.
15.
Something like that.
It's a real thing.
EB, hasn't that been going on for a while now? I think he's referring to the AC. Yeah, it has, bro. It has. But now it's just getting too damn hot.
Yeah, dude.
And I got some time. Dal's out of town. We're, not be doing a show on Thursday. So I got some time. I can sit around and wait for the AC guy, whatever the case may be. So
It's not like we're complaining. We've had some record highs here in Denver consistently, is what I'm saying. It's not
Right.
like we've beaten records day to day. It's just consistently we've been over a certain temperature, and it's been awful.
yeah, it's been
Very hot.
It's been a little aggressive, guy.
I've stayed off the golf course, I'll tell you that.
It's been quite a bit aggressive. And actually, and it's never fun to come out of pocket either. Like I'm not looking forward to spending the money. I'm sure it's going to cost me a little bit to come get this thing fixed.
They're going to charge you $150 to look
That's
at
why I was trying to have somebody I know. Hey,
Yeah.
somebody come through that I know. Hook the kid up. Watch out for your boy.
You know what? I have a guy. I just thought of it.
What?
I've got the neighbor who did Robin and I's whole system.
It took this long?
I totally spaced it. It's my boy Larry.
Larry.
I'll let him know today. As soon as I get home, he does commercial HVAC for the city of Arvada, Aurora.
So is he going to want to do my shit then?
Of course he will.
Are you sure?
He's a great guy. He'll come over for free, check it out for free, and tell you what you need, and when he can do that for you. Absolutely.
Lair Bear.
Let's
go.
I totally spaced it. I got you.
Let's go.
Anything's possible.
We're going to get some AC going,
man.
baby.
Oh, yeah. He's great, dude. A great guy.
I like that a lot. I like that. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Neighborhood. One day, I'm going to hit your friend up for a painting. Poster is too fire. Yeah, she's dope, bro.
She's tight.
She is very dope. Chelsea killed that thing. What was her IG? I'll look it up. I'll find her IG for you guys. I'll give you her IG, man, if you're not already following. Or if you want it, just holler at me. She does custom artwork like this badass piece here behind me. Great, great shit. Let's just start off. Where should we start off today? A lot of stuff. There's not really too much to talk about for your trip. You're getting going.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just start with the topic on everything. Corona, man.
Coronavirus! Shit is real!
Should we have that? Should I just let this play out?
Coronavirus!
We'll just let her do the update.
Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is
Ah. Whenever we do our Corona updates, we'll just have Cardi B. Ugh. All right. Shit is getting real. We get it.
It's pretty annoying.
Corona.
Really annoying. Not only Corona.
Wait, Corona or that?
A little bit of both.
The NBA bubble, we'll just start there. The news came out this morning. Russell Westbrook has now tested positive for COVID-19. I was kind of surprised by the news. You said it wasn't really that big of news because he stayed back anyway, him and James Harden.
Him
right?
and James Harden, and there was no reason why. They just, I think it was Wojnarowski before he got suspended.
Oh, dude, right.
Dude,
right.
before his email that he sent out to whatever senator it was, but yeah, it was announced that Harden and Westbrook did not make the chartered flight to Orlando. And again, there was no undisclosed reasons or anything of that nature. So I wasn't as surprised when I heard today that Mr. Westbrook announced he tested positive, asymptomatic, I assume.
Yes.
Okay.
He says, this is from his Twitter earlier. I've tested positive for COVID-19 prior to my team's departure to Orlando. I'm currently feeling well, quarantined, and looking forward to rejoining my teammates when I am cleared. Thank you all for the well wishes and continued support. Please take this virus safely. Seriously. Be safe. Mask up. # why not? So there you go.
Well, I'm glad he's feeling all right. I'm glad it's not affecting him and his family. So
You think?
shout out.
Did you see the rumor on Twitter that I saw some girl, some video vixen, or I don't know who she was? She said, "This quarantine ain't gonna work. I've already been invited to the bubble." And then,
man.
of course, the thing just went nuts.
Yeah,
and went viral. She tried to delete it. Of course, we know how that works. And I don't know. She didn't out the player.
Sure.
That had invited her to the bubble. But what do you make of that? Do you think this is going to be an issue with players trying to bring girls in, trying to get some tail, and they're not able to just strictly stay in the bubble, not allow other people into the bubble for 3 months?
Oh, dude, it's going to be just like me sneaking Playboys into my house when I was, 10 and 12 years old. You're not going to leave the bubble. I don't think you're going to risk that suspension, losing money. But if you put
But isn't it the same shit, dog? You're putting everyone else at risk, right?
I guess
Isn't that
yeah.
worse than you leaving the bubble? I mean, isn't it? Well, I guess not worse, but the same shit.
I think it's the same shit. Yeah, either way you spin it, it's bad news. But, these are young guys in their peak and their prime, whether it comes to athletics, sexuality, whatever. It's a hard thing to do. All of a sudden, be able to have any woman you want and then become celibate for 2.5, 3 months ongoing. It's a big change, and I understand that. But, yeah, damn, dude, if they find out, I don't even know what the penalties to that is with the league, with fines. I don't want to be a part of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
I hope they throw the book at them. If that does happen and when that does happen, because I think it will.
If we start to get crazy like
Totally.
that. Yeah. So are you still, we're looking at, I think at first the opening day of July 23rd for MLB, and then still July 30th for NBA. You think any of that stuff is going to get pushed back, or you think we're right on schedule and we're going to go for it?
I think we're on schedule with those two. I think I'm with you. I'm still kind of worried about the NFL, especially with now the new face masks in addition to the helmet. I think a lot of things are still going to have to come to fruition, I think, on the NFL side. But, I mean, I think we're bang, bang, ready to go on the MLB, and I think we're just going to kind of roll the dice and see what happens. That's what my opinion is at the moment.
What about as far as Corona and everything goes there? How do you think – damn, sorry, I'm blanking. I was looking at the chat. Let me pull back up my
Yeah, Berta says, Dow, mention Aunt Berta. I need a swamp cooler.
Oh, does she? Does he do all that stuff? You said he does commercial work, right?
He does commercial work, but he's he does the side hustles.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I was going to go with. The Florida. Does this concern you at all that they're hitting record cases
Every day.
and this is where they have not only the the NBA bubble but also the MLS bubble. Does this worry you at all that they're hitting 15,000 cases in one day?
They are the new epicenter. They really are. They've, New York was obviously that epicenter when this first kind of came out, and Florida's taken that lead. Not only that, if Florida was its own country, they're more than like daily than like the whole country of Europe or Italy, some of these other places. It's just unbelievable. It is definitely concerning, but the fact that the NBA is trying to really keep these individuals in that bubble and not be at the beaches and not be at the bars and all the restaurants, I think we're good, but man, it doesn't feel good. You know what I mean? I mean,
Right.
15,300 cases on Sunday, and then it sounds like overnight, Sunday night until today. And I don't know how they can test that many and get that many tests out, but they're already talking over 12,000 just
Crazy.
overnight.
Right.
It's unbelievable, man. What's happening over there?
Yeah, the Florida thing kind of scares me a little bit. But then did you see all the conspiracy shit this weekend? Didn't it feel like this weekend was just crazy conspiracy heavy? Every little thing had a conspiracy theory linked to it, down to the fact that I saw a couple of different videos and there's a hashtag trending. I think it was like film your hospital. Did you see that?
Oh, yes, I did see that.
A few people outside filming hospitals in Florida, and they're like, well, look, this is the emergency area.
Yeah,
This
doesn't
is
look too
where-
busy.
This is where it would be the ICU.
Right.
Doesn't look busy. Doesn't look like anything going. What do you make of all that?
Ah, shit.
Where do we, dog? I'm so confused.
I got another conspiracy I want to talk to you about, but yeah, getting
Okay.
back to that, dude, I don't know what to believe. I know this is real. I know there's a lot of people affected
Do
by
you
it.
though? Like how?
I mean, it's
Right?
yeah. I mean, I haven't
The
had.
whole thing is so, dog. All this shit.
Knock
is
on
so-
wood, I haven't had any immediate family of my own been affected, but I've had friends of friends, say they have, and obviously I think it was Danny B who said he had some pretty immediate family members affected by it. So it's hard to not believe in this whole thing because it is real. I think there are a lot of sicknesses, there are a lot of illnesses, but you also see that death rate is still very, very low. When it all comes down to it, and you see the hospitalizations were a lot lower on this second wave, as I would call it, especially with what Florida's doing. But man, I don't know. I don't know. I take it serious still. I still wear a mask. The newest statistics that I saw with a mask, and it doesn't even include anybody else wearing a mask. You wearing a mask yourself brings down the percentage. You're 65% less likely to get it.
Oh,
If you are wearing a
okay.
mask. That's the newest stat that I heard come out.
We see new stuff every week, though.
Yeah. for
I
sure.
mean, remember when the mask first came
Yeah.
out? It was all about, hey, you're protecting everyone else.
Right.
This isn't really about you.
For sure.
Now you're 65% less likely to get it if you're wearing a mask.
Well, you saw how the White House turned on Dr. Fauci all of a sudden, right?
No, what happened
They're
there?
ousting him.
Oh, what?
And they're putting the blame
I
on
didn't
him
see
now.
that.
Which doesn't surprise me, right? That's the Donald Trump regime. Let's blame everybody else. Let's blame every other fucking country
Wow.
that we can. Now, fingers, guns pointed at Dr. Fauci. They're trying to oust that guy, saying everything is his fault. He's given us misinformation. He has misdirected us. He has misguided us. Crazy.
So when they say, okay, so when you're seeing these videos of the ICUs not being packed in Florida, right? You're seeing the hospitals not be packed out, but you're hearing about all these cases.
Right.
Is it possible that a lot of these cases, people are just asymptomatic? They don't need hospital care?
I think a lot of them.
Is there a possible? I'm just trying to looking at this side, and I'm looking at this side, and I'm trying to find out where the damn truth is.
On the inside.
Right? We talk about this all the time.
You're looking at this side
Where's
and
the
this
damn
side,
truth?
and you're trying to be on the inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is there some truth to the fact that, yeah, there are all these cases spiking. Right. Nobody's lying there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's not a ton of people flooding into hospitals. These people aren't lying there either. But maybe the reason that's not occurring is there are all these cases, but people aren't getting fully sick. They're like Russell Westbrook. They're like some of these other people we've seen, asymptomatic, not showing symptoms, not having any issues, and they just need to quarantine.
As a logical individual that I am, I try to be at least. Yeah, I would say a lot of them are getting tested. They're sending these test results out. They're trying to link it to a hospital because hospital makes money on the back end. It's almost like insurance, right? Mm-hmm. You know, something happens, you get paid for that insurance, or, you know, you sell something from a certain vendor at a retail shop, you get money on the back end. I think there's a lot of that, no doubt about that. And I don't know that all these said hospitalizations are happening, but I know it's a real thing. I know it's a serious thing. It's interesting. Did you know I just went to the doctor last week?
And?
Dude, I had a shitload of tests run. I had my cholesterol.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
I had my cholesterol checked. I haven't really got all the results back, so I won't go over them yet, but I definitely will. I'll share it on the cast because it's important, man. But I had glucose, my sugars, you know, onset diabetes, thyroid. I had all that shit checked, right? And I got to talk to a nurse who was on the front line here in Colorado, like the middle of March at the beginning of the shutdown till the third week of April.
Okay.
And she gave me some stories, and I don't think she was making it up, man. I have some good rapport with her, and she was like, oh, my God, I've never seen anything like it. And she says the one thing that really affected me was, you know, I took it so serious that when I got home, I took off all my clothes in the garage, all my shoes. She's like, I did a sanitization before I even went into the house that was in the garage. She's like, I saw some real shit. I saw some real shit happening, and I saw, you know, some younger cases, people that were 26, 28, in their mid-30s pass away from this. Some had underlying, obviously, you know, health concerns, right. You know, privy to that. But she's like, I saw some shit that I'd never want to see. I saw some shit that gave me nightmares for weeks straight. She's like, it is real, but she's like, the survival rate is still pretty damn good. She's like, but being on the front line, she says it was crazy.
What do you think about the field hospitals and shit that we have here that are just wasting space? You think they're going to eventually need that or no? Just because we have, like I said, we're seeing 15,000 cases in Florida, people testing positive, but we're not seeing hospitals still overrun. And that was the biggest fear. Remember when Italy got hit initially? Yeah. That was like the first big thing, like, oh, Italy's getting smoked.
We don't have the
hospitals
ventilators.
Getting overrun. Right, yeah. Right. That's what really set this whole freak out in motion. Is it possible that we could have crazy sky-high number of cases and still not have hospitals overrun, not have any issues there?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Yeah, I think what we've done, you know, March and April, I think are going to help us with that. Like, look what we did. We talked about it on the cast. We had that separate convention center building, rented out,
that
where it was costing us what? Was that $6,000 a day?
$60,000 a day. $60,000 a day for that field hospital. Yeah.
So I mean, there are plans like that, and I think we're going to be off to a better. But I think I'm more worried about this fall. I think I'm really worried about kind of when the colder weather comes in, you know, where the flu season comes back, because we're not in flu season anymore. I'm kind of worried more about the fall, and I think if I had any concerns, it's not right now. Sure, Florida's kicking ass when it comes to getting the amount of cases, but I think fall, when we're seeing other conditions arise, whether, you know, colder, you know, allergy season is gone, but we switch that up for flu season, I think this fall is something to be dramatically concerned with. I really do. In
the chat, Marco, you don't know, Dal. You're just paranoid, fool. LOL. Blake P, don't encourage it, TTF. They don't want me to encourage you, rile you up. Oh, my man John King, driving from the beach. Have a good show, fellas. Thank you, bro. I saw his brothers in town. Hopefully the King family's doing well. Shout out to you, bro. Jason Ramos, I'm in New Jersey, and at one point we had we were number 2 on the list as far as cases and deaths. Florida is the proud owner of that spot now, and NY is still number 1. My mom and stepfather father got it. The shit's real. Chris J. Danny B, local police officer, died of it here. AP, my wife's sister got a positive test and had no symptoms. Before she got her positive diagnosis, she was at her parents' house, who were both 65 years old. They got tested after hanging out with her for 5 days, and they're negative. Interesting.
Jeez.
Right? Crazy,
I just don't get it, dude.
Right.
I just don't get it. And you know what?
And then it makes you feel like, how big of a deal is it?
The most risk I put myself out, because at work, we have the plexiglass. I feel very, very protected, and I stay in a bubble, and I have my mask on all day. These kids, you know, sometimes pulling theirs down, and, you know, not very good habits when it comes to being the safest, but, you know, they're young. I get it. Dude, the most risk I put myself at, probably in, is with you. and you put with me.
Right.
You know, I mean, we're talking pretty close. I mean, we're not quite 6 feet, but like if we get pretty, if we get pretty excited or whatever, I mean, you might see a little spit bubble come your way, and you might have to like dip, dodge, dive.
If that was the case, dog, we'd have to turn the table. We've already talked about kind of turning this table because the foot room isn't really great underneath the table. People in the chat have alluded to from time to time. So we talked about turning that anyway. But if I sensed that you were spitting on me or my computer or anything, yeah, we'd be turning the table already. Come on. If you had a lisp like that and you were just like spewing out,
not good.
No, we wouldn't be sitting
Not
here.
good.
We would
way.
not be sitting here.
We still wouldn't be going this way.
So yeah, I don't know, man. This. So are you kind of on the downward spiral here and just thinking, you know what? I'm not over it. It may be real. It may not. But I'm moving on with my life a little bit. Where you at?
No, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, I'm wearing a mask out in public. I'm not Mr. like fighting it. You know, I just wear the mask, go in the store, grab my shit and leave. Like, I don't care, whatever. So I'm not over here all the way on this side. I'm not over here all the way on this side.
Right.
Just trying to find that balance, just trying to be in the middle. Uncle Jim says, Dow's worried? I'm shocked.
Oh, man.
Everyone's throwing shots today, bro. There's a lot of shots in the chat. The Rona is on that ass in the USA. Nicholas. Chris J. What's even weirder is my brother did not test positive, and he lives with my mom and stepdad. That's crazy, dude.
That is weird.
I know.
I just don't understand.
It just makes you feel like it's real. People can get it. But how contagious really is it? How are the people that getting it?
Yeah.
And how are the people that are not getting it?
Right.
In the same house, 5 days, sleeping in the same crib, like AP was talking about. Like,
Yeah.
just doesn't make sense.
I mean, doesn't everybody lick the same cake knife after you cut the cake?
Who knows?
At a birthday party? Because
They-
somebody's birthday party, right? I think somebody mentioned that.
I don't know if it was him. AP, did he say birthday party?
I don't know. I thought somebody, they were saying about the birthday, 5 days. I don't know.
It's just interesting, bro. It just makes you really, I don't know. It just makes you really think about all the stuff that's going on. How real is it? How deep is it? What should you really be doing? You see all the people flipping out on social media. Everyone's politicizing it. That's the hardest part of coronavirus for me. That's the hardest part of everything that's going on right now is the political aspect. The election year is just really effing everything. It's making everyone go nuts.
Yeah.
It's making everyone choose a side, like we've talked about, the past few weeks on this show. That's what's driving this whole thing and making people either one side or the other. Instead of everyone just kind of trying to get along, let's find a solution. Let's find a happy medium together. Let's all kind of, even if we don't agree on it, we can agree to disagree, but still let's be polite. No, all that shit's out the window. People are ready to punch people in the face, yelling at people in stores. They don't have to do this. It reminds me of a preschool. I see all these videos on social media. It literally reminds me of a preschool. You could go to a preschool and film the same videos in a preschool classroom, and you'd have the same arguments over something different. It's the exact same argument, though, on an adult level. And it's nuts. You're not going to make me. No one's going to make me do this. You're not making me. You go sit in the corner and time out while you get them. It's just bickering and bitch. It's just the kind of fucking people that I'd never want to be around in my life. It's the kind of people I would love to just walk into traffic.
Yeah.
We're good.
Fuck you, Karen.
We're good. We're good on you. Like,
Get out of here, Karen.
it's just, dog. It's the dumbest people that have the loudest opinions, too. You notice that? The dumbest motherfuckers got the loudest and most shit to say. It's like, you should be the least qualified. You should be, sit your ass down in the corner.
Yeah.
You should be talking to nobody. You should be masked the fuck up and then with tape, duct tape over that bitch. You shouldn't be talking to anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
It's just, the political aspect kills me.
For sure. Hey, since we're still on this topic, man, let me bring something up, and I thought this was interesting, and then we can kind of move on. Conspiracies, you mentioned this earlier, right? And this is still kind of in the political regime. Dude, I got something interesting, and I didn't know this until yesterday, and these have been in production since February. Did you know we have a new quarter, a new design on our new quarters?
No.
You didn't.
No.
It's interesting. I didn't either.
I'm for mill.
I mean, I know they're always reproducing and making new designs. I mean, I remember my mom used to collect quarters when they started doing all those new designs, all the new states, Louisiana, Alabama.
Yeah.
Dude, she was collecting all those. And I said, why, Mom? They're going to be worth 25 cents. What are you doing? Just gave her something to do, right? It's like Monopoly.
I remember
game.
that.
It's like
what
Monopoly.
year was that? Like 04, 01?
So 5.
Somewhere early 2000s?
Yeah,
Okay.
something like that. But anyways, they have a new design on the quarter that is currently out. I think they've been out. They were pushed out in February to the U.S. Do you have any idea? Is it a state? What the fuck's on it? Do you know by any chance?
No,
nothing.
No
huh?
clue. I don't know anything.
Well, talk about conspiracies. Let me put this on the screen real quick.
Oh no, here we go.
Dog.
Conspiracy. We're going down a conspiracy rabbit hole.
Yeah, go ahead and take a look at that quarter. So obviously, you know, the normal head on the front, God we trust, $quarter, love it. Look on the back. What does that look like?
Oh, that looks like it came from the Wachutu tribe. Oh yeah, guy.
That Guanu.
Guanu. Hello. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, no
We're talking
doubt.
Ace Ventura 2, When Nature Calls, if you didn't know.
Guanu. Yeah,
remember the whole bat thing? He's chasing that bat.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure.
Classic.
So check that out. So that is a bat, and what this is known as is the Samoan fruit bat, and that's the mother with her pup clinging to her wings.
Okay.
And what this represents, that's what they call it. On
Okay,
here.
all right.
A bat kid is called a pup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
So check it out. So
Learning all kinds of things
So
today.
what it represents is the remarkable care and energy that these species dedicate to their offspring, according to the U.S. Mint. The design is intended to promote awareness to the species' threatened status, to habitat loss and commercial hunting. The U.S. Mint said on its website, the National Park of American Samoa is the only park in the United States that is the home to the Samoan bat. You want to talk about conspiracy? Corona, in theory, came from the Wuhan province with a bat.
That's what one of the rumors
That's
is,
one
right?
of the main rumors, right?
Some
That
guy was
one of
eating
the
bat soup or some shit.
yeah, some bat heads. I don't know what the hell was
Okay.
going on. But anyways, so this was thought of a while ago, right? And then it was put into production pre-coronavirus. And now here we are with the quarter that symbolizes the epitome of the start of coronavirus via a bat. And now it's on our monetary system.
That's crazy.
How weird is that?
I'm
out.
Well, are you in on this conspiracy? It's crazy that people connect all these dots
I'm
and they
just
try to
saying.
link everything together.
It's just something to keep an eye out
There's
from,
so
you know what I mean?
Doug, with everything that goes on in our world today, day to day, all the people in the world and all the shit on social media, you know how easy it is to feel like to connect the dots with so much different shit and be like, oh, but look. But it's like a magician.
Yeah.
But look at this. Yes. What's under this door? What's under this hand? It's all sleight of hand, bro. But yeah, when I see that, when I see that thing, I don't know if I think conspiracy theory. I just think of Ace Ventura 2.
Guano.
Chief says, you look like sissy girl.
I forgot about that. So good.
Thanks, man. Those are impressions. If you want to get some impressions going, that's how you do it.
You saw that impression of Connor, right?
Oh,
Over
that
the
guy
weekend?
that guy was fire.
That's sick, isn't it?
I was trying to show Mia, and she's just like, "Oh, cool."
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she
You
doesn't
don't
really
understand.
Dude, I was like, "Babe, he is spot
is
on.
incredible.
He is crushing it." If you didn't see the Conor impression, the Conor McGregor impression, I don't even know who that fool was. Some fool on social media.
So, yeah, I mean, I think the biggest conspiracy to wrap that up, obviously, is there's a connection. It's interesting. I don't believe it either way. I just find it interesting that all of a sudden a bat, which was one thing that we blamed it on. The other thing, obviously, was a virus created within a lab, which is totally believable as well.
Mm-hmm.
And there was Harvard influence, a professor there that had ties to Wuhan. I think that's probably more believable than the bat bullshit. But those were the two biggest rumors, right? And now it's on our money.
Let's just wrap this up really quick. This is Two Fly Danieli. The news outlets are only talking about the cases, not the deaths or even the recoveries.
Or the survivals, yeah.
Right. And I totally agree, dude. I totally agree with that. Like, why don't we ever hear about, occasionally, like on the local news, I'd see, oh, so-and-so was in a hospital for 2 weeks and now they're getting released and their friends and family were outside and they were happy. But all that stuff has really subsided. I haven't seen too much of that lately. I don't know, dude. It's just, there it is, Conley in the super chat. $2, $1.99. 2020 has been such a dumpster fire. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely dumpster fire. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know which way is up, which way is down. Everyone just wants to argue with each other, and everyone else is right because they're wrong. You couldn't even tell. A lot of people can't even tell me why these people over here are wrong. They're just wrong because they don't agree with them. Mm-hmm. They have no basis. There's no factual evidence. There's nothing to back them up. It's just, they're wrong. Did you see, here, shoot the shot really quick.
I'm going to shoot the shot.
I don't know if you saw the, come on, Dow. Oh,
too
bro.
heavy.
I thought you had it.
Me too.
I thought you really had it.
I was feeling it.
Have you seen the conspiracies? I guess we're going down that rabbit hole about 5G, linking coronavirus to 5G and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, that was early onset stuff. Yeah.
Now.
What?
Now I just saw a
It's
video.
back?
I just saw a
We
video
are
come out the other day.
back.
It is back.
We are back.
I got that impression down.
We are back.
Let me hear it again.
We are back.
We are back.
Let me hear it one more time.
We are,
Well, now I'm overthinking it. We are back.
we are back.
Pretty good. All right. I'll give it
pretty
to you.
good.
I'll
All
give
right.
it to you. I'll give it to
Nice.
you. I like it. I like it.
Give them some f***ing credit. I mean, for real.
For real.
So there was a video out that I saw come across social media, and it was looking at the masks. And I don't know if you saw this video or this theory, but inside the masks, dog, inside the masks, coronavirus, you know how you can pinch the nose to kind of make it tighter around the nose? This person was saying that is a 5G wire. This is how they, and I quote, this is how they killing us. This how they killing us. 5G wire inside the mask. This is the issue. This is going to be the death of us. This is what they're doing. I told y'all it was related to 5G. So then I watched this debunking thing.
Yeah.
That this guy goes through and verifies.
Where'd you watch it on YouTube?
What the
Debunking.
No. The debunking thing was actually just on the local news. It just came up on local news. But it was this thing called Verify, and they just like try to verify stories, you know? So dude went through, and he did an extensive amount of research. He went and cut the mask open, got the same wire that the person was talking about. He's like, yes, there is a wire in here. We actually went through, and we looked up, and they went to the U.S. Patent Department. They went to the patent department, found the patent on that wire, found out that wire and that material has been being used in these masks since the 1970s. And so it went all the way back to, obviously this has nothing to do with 5G. There wasn't even a 1G tower going in the 1970s. Like,
Correct.
We were just a little ways out from creating 1G.
Yeah,
Or,
70s. We were just
you know,
worried about gas shortage.
Right.
Yeah,
Fuel, yeah.
that's it.
So then they just kind of, they went through and with the whole patent, and they were like, yeah, there is a metal wire inside, but it's nothing more than just to clamp down on your nose, to make the mask fit better, to make it whatever. But this is the kind of idiocracy that I'm talking about on social media. And that's the problem, is there's so many morons on social media. They watch this, they believe it, and then they not only they believe it and just keep it to themselves, they go run and start to spread it.
And they retweet
like
it
wildfire.
and- yeah, totally.
They start to spread it out. They show their cousin who's not educated either. Then the cousin fucking uploads it to their Facebook page. Look at this shit. Y'all are crazy. Y'all don't believe it. They're trying to kill us with the 5G. And it's like, no. We have the internet. Never have I seen more dumb people in my life that have more resources.
Yeah.
More resources. Back in the 70s, like we were just talking about, you had to go to the library. Hopefully they had a book written on the subject you wanted. Then you could check that book out and educate yourself on said subject. Now you have the internet. You can look up anything you want, from patent departments, any kind of facts you want to find. You can most likely find it. Here's the problem. You also have the internet. The internet, there's so much bullshit on the internet. You have to sift through. You have to really be a smart person to know what you're looking for to verify that these two things don't correlate. Obviously, if that person was educated instead before making that video, they would have gone and looked up the patent. They would have found the type of material that's used in those masks and found what patent it was and when the patent was actually issued, how long the patent's been active. That's what Homeboy did. He said the patent's been active from 1971 or 2, whatever it was, to now. And that's how he found out, like, yo, this is not...
That's just too much work for people, man.
Right,
They just want to whistle blow. That's it.
Exactly.
That's all they want to do.
Exactly. It's, so yeah, it's just frustrating, bro.
Yeah, no shit.
It's a nightmare. But let's move on. You were, you want to go Will and Jada first or UFC first?
Yeah, I mean, let's just recap Will and Jada. We've already talked a lot about that. Let's just kind of give a quick update on that. I'll let you do that.
All right, so you're the one that put me up on this game. I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't know anything about the couple.
Yeah.
You put me up on game, and you were talking about them being involved and maybe some infidelity, maybe some affairs,
Sure.
maybe an open relationship.
Yep.
We talked about the possibility of all of it. We didn't really have an idea of what was going on. Well, Jada Smith has a Red Table Talk series on Facebook. It's exclusively on Facebook. She decided to bring Will in and basically put Will in her chair at the Red Table Talk and break down what happened, answer all these questions that the public has. Now, let me see. Let me make sure I'm starting this at the right spot. I'm gonna play you some clips just so you can understand. But first of all, did you see the whole thing? Did you see it's like 12 minutes long, 12, 13 minutes maybe?
I didn't see the whole thing, but yeah, I watched a majority of the clips to know what was going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think? What were your initial impressions when you watched it?
She was chasing her goddamn tail. Like, why can't you just be honest? You know, on that red table and talk with your own damn husband and just say, look, dog, look, I cheated on you. I thought we were done. I thought we were on a break. That's the impression that I was under. I went outside our marriage. I spent some time with an individual, and I kind of fell for this guy, and this is the support that I needed because I was trying to find myself. She just kept going from here to here and here, and it was like she was chasing her tail, like just digging for shit. And then at the end of it, coming to this verdict of calling it an entanglement, not an affair, not, hey, I walked out on you. Hey, I broke our trust. Hey, I broke the rules. It was an entanglement. I was confused. I was trying to find myself.
Let me play this
I was
clip.
sickened by it. It just didn't sound good from her.
Let me play this clip, and then we'll get back to cheated.
'Kay.
There's a couple things I'm confused about.
She's the villain.
You know, you and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided.
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah, we basically, we broke up.
We decided that we were going to separate for a period of time, and you go figure out how to make yourself happy, and I'll figure out how to make myself happy.
Well, at that particular point in time, it was indefinite.
Yeah, I really felt like we could be over. you know?
We were over.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, you know, I think from there, you know, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August.
Okay, so here's what I'm confused. I saw a lot of this on Twitter. I saw a lot of people on Twitter bashing Jada as if she cheated on Will, Jada wasn't being faithful, all this stuff. It clearly says right there that we were separated.
Yeah.
We were having our issues, and we may not come back
And
from
I don't
those
think
issues.
we could, come back.
So what are those people and you talking about with cheating? I'm confused by that. When you just opened up with the statement, you're saying she cheated on him. She just came out and said it. Where are people getting cheating? Maybe I'm confused.
You know, I don't know if it's cheating. I just think, I don't know. I don't know what agreements they had. It sounds like they were that far gone.
It doesn't sound like there was any agreement, but when you break up with someone, is there need to be agreement? Or are you broken up?
What type of breakup was it? What was okay? What was not okay? I don't think it was clarified because then you have Will coming in there to say, and Jada, what did you do? Like, that sounds like a jab to me. That sounds like, yo, you fucked up. You better let them know. To me, I see her as the villain, and I see Will as like, yo, I stayed true to me. I didn't do anything. You didn't hear anything about me. I feel like it was one-sided.
I think you have a good point there, and I think that's where Twitter took it. Because you saw Will looking hurt a few different times, sounding hurt, and sounding a little bit resentful, and he was throwing a couple little jabs.
That's what I'm saying, the resentment.
He was in there with the lead hand, popping her in the nose a couple different times with jabs.
He might as well have said, look, hey, why did you do that? I didn't. I didn't go out and do that. I knew we weren't good. I knew we were taking space. I knew what it was, just like I thought you did. But you done fucked up. He might as well have said that because that's what I felt like. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think maybe that's where Twitter got all this.
Yeah.
But if you're listening to what's actually being said, they were separated. To me, I guess every relationship's different, but to me, separated means we're not together anymore. We're separated from what's going on. So I don't get how people are saying she cheated in a way. Now, the other thing that people are making a lot of fuss about is the entanglement. The word entanglement, how it was used, what do you think of that?
Yeah, cop out.
Cop out, not real.
Cop out.
All right, let me play you this.
I mean, because this is your red table, and you like brought
calls her out
yourself
on
to
it.
the red table. I think you need to say clearly what happened.
As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened.
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
His uncomfortable.
relationship.
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely.
All right. So then she admits it was a relationship.
Right.
But the way she puts it, I think that's a little bit of why people jump to the conclusion that she's cheating. It feels like she's a little standoffish. It feels like she's a little bit guarded. And maybe that's why they decided to be like, oh, she's cheating. She's for sure cheating. It sounds like it wasn't an open relationship, like what we talked about before. Right. It doesn't sound like there was any openness.
It sounds like they were on the outs.
There was no permission given, which we had heard was the case.
Right.
There was none of that. It sounded like they were just ready to be split up. So in my opinion, I don't care how hurt Will is by it. I don't care how many jabs Will's throwing. In my opinion, she didn't cheat. She went out and tried to find herself, find out what she wanted to be happy in life, just like they said. We got to do what we got to do to find our happiness individually. And this is, let me play this last clip here. This is kind of interesting as well. Will talking about trying to get her back. Did you hear that part?
I didn't hear that part.
To go through some to get the answers, you know, and I'm just happy because I definitely believe that you and we never, ever, ever thought that we would make it back.
Yeah, there's a real power in just knowing somebody's riding with you no matter what.
Yeah.
And you really can't know that
until you go
through some stuff, you know. I don't want to go through this no more.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
Yeah. I'm going to get you back first, and then...
You're going to get me back. I think you've got me back. I think we're good on that, okay?
Okay, that's probably true.
You know, but, and I don't think it's about getting anybody back.
No, for me it is.
Okay.
No, for me it is.
I'll give you that petty if that's what you want.
You could be petty if that's what you want, she said. There you go.
That's uncomfortable.
Dude, so uncomfortable. I was watching it with Mia, and I was like, babe, what in the hell are they doing? Like, this doesn't seem like some shit you should be doing in front of cameras and shit anyway. Yeah. But, dog, you could still see that if you're watching this, you can tell that there's hurt there. Yeah. There's pain there. There's an uneasy, like an unrest. Like, everything isn't fully finished. And that's why I think Will is throwing those jabs. Jay Nasty in the chat, great point. I'm looking at, you know, I'm like, well, what are you talking about? They were separated. Why is she cheating? And he says, because she's effing married. So I'm not a married man. So if people are married and they mutually agree to split up or to take time apart, to find themselves, to find happiness, do what they want to do, and someone else starts seeing someone else, that is off limits?
I don't know. I've not been married.
Right.
Any married people out there? I don't know what to say to that.
Right.
I think.
I guess I'm trying to understand here.
I don't know what justifies the smashing.
Right.
I don't. Because we agree to, and I take my ring off. Is that okay now? I don't understand.
It's really, I don't know, man. Like you said, it was very uncomfortable. If you watch the entire thing, they're doing this really awkward laughing.
Yeah.
And a
Will's
lot of this
is really bad.
Yeah, just right. He seems like still hurt for sure. But then I saw on Twitter, I saw these memes and all these pictures of him and Margot Robbie coming out. What is all that? What's the accusations there?
I don't know.
I've
seen the pictures, and I think they were both flashing the camera in one of the pictures, and I was like, I wonder what happened there. And Margot Robbie has had rumors associated with her.
She's shot down rumors.
Yeah, she's had to shot down a lot of rumors about a lot of her co-stars of the past. So there's that too.
All right, let me...
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August, an entanglement with August, an entanglement with August, an entanglement, an entanglement, an entanglement with August, an entanglement with August, an entanglement with August.
Shout out to the homie Keys on the remix, bro.
Pretty hard to beat.
Turn it around.
The keys? Is that Imada on the keys?
That's like DJ Mustard style.
I got into an entanglement with August.
Entanglement
With August.
Will even
August.
entanglement.
With August. Entanglement with August. Entanglement with August.
entanglement.
With August. With August. August. Entanglement with August. Entanglement
goes hard,
with
bro.
August. Entanglement.
Shout out to the homie Keys on the remix, bro. Remix.
God, is that #1 on Spotify?
Should
It'd
be.
have to be.
Should be.
Dang.
Should be.
I don't even like the new rap hip hop shit that's out there today. I like that.
That's fire, right?
It's great.
Killed that. Killed it. Funny stuff. All All right, some back and forths on the chat. I'm just trying to fully understand. I'm not saying anyone's wrong or right. All I'm saying is it was definitely uncomfortable. That's what I know as a fact. Yeah. It looked like Will was hurt. That's what I know as a fact.
Yep. They were still married.
They mutually agreed to be separated. Whether we have the little we don't have all the little details in between. When they agreed to be separated, did they both say, okay, well, this means not seeing someone else? It doesn't sound like that. It sounds like we were ready to be fully done. Separated meaning, I don't know if I ever want to speak to you again. Yeah. I don't know if I ever want to be involved with you again in any capacity other than you're the mother of some of my children. I say that because Will has children. He had a child, Trey, before he was with Jada. But it sounds to me like there weren't stipulations. There were not anything. So for Will to be, I don't know, hurt about it, it's like when you decide to separate from someone, when you say, again, we don't know exactly what was said, but he just said in that interview that I don't know that I ever wanted to speak to you again. When you say something like that, is the other person supposed to just roll over and die?
Right.
She was going on with her life. And whether that involves starting to see someone else or do whatever, I don't know. I don't see all the flame for Jada being called a cheater and everyone trying to drag her. Like it was a mutual decision for them to be separate, and Jada started to see someone else to try to find her happiness. They didn't specify, well, you can find your happiness as long as it doesn't include this, this, and this. They said, we need to go do whatever we need to do to make ourselves happy. She needed to do that, and he needed to do that. And then at the end there, we talked about Will, where she's like, oh, I think you've got me back a few more times. She could have really thrown him under the bus. Oh, what about boom, 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 boom? What if she would have dropped a couple names there?
Oh, this would have been completely different.
A whole nother shitstorm, right? This would have been a whole media firestorm. They would have had to do a whole nother Red Table Talk to address his shit, right?
They would have had to
I thought that was pretty classy of her not to do that.
They would have to do a whole tour. They'd have to go on. They'd have to go on Good Morning America. They'd have to go on Dr. Phil. This would not be good. And by the way, Jay Nasty says something pretty funny. He's like, "Yo, Dal got into an entanglement with that poster this morning." That is true.
Yes. Oh, dude, that's a great one.
Man.
Jay Nasty.
Jay Nasty, I'm going to have to pay you for that comment. That's a great comment.
That's funny. That was an entanglement. Damn it, bro. Why didn't I put entanglement? Question mark. I should put the video. Damn it, fool. I'm just not tight enough, bro.
And then hashtag Will Jada.
That would have been.
Oh, you probably would have went viral.
Take that L on the way out.
Man, so many missed opportunities. So many missed opportunities. Will about to drop his diss track to that Brian Jackson. That would be dope. That would be funny as hell. Yeah, but so that's kind of that's the update. That's what's going on with Will and Jada. That's some of the sound there. That's the remix. Again, shout out to iMark Keys on the remix.
Chase,
very dope.
Chase says, don't kid yourself. You know he was out there Big Willie style getting jiggy with it.
Oh, Roselli told me the other day. I didn't know this, bro.
Uh-oh.
Did you know that Will Smith is in the Oxford Dictionary with Jiggy?
No.
He trademarked it, and he was the first person to make it an actual word and get it put into the dictionary.
That's tight.
Jiggy. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. I didn't know that either.
Wonder how much he gets paid for that.
I don't
annually.
know. I don't know.
Annually.
Do you know what a morphodite is? No, just a morphodite.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got into that conversation because Roselli was trying to explain to me basically that's like his version of Jiggy. Because I'm like, what the he was calling somebody that. I'm like, what are you talking about? What's a morphodite? What is that even? I don't even know what that is. I know a hermaphrodite.
Yeah, that's not
I know someone can morph into something else, but I don't know what a morphodite is. You're like twisting up 3 different words. He's like, it's my version of Jiggy. You know, Will Smith is trademarked Jiggy. He got it in the dictionary. So that's my version of Jiggy. Morphodite. Don't worry about it.
Weird.
I'm like, okay. Morphodite.
I can't wait till the stories that you come back with on that trip that you're going to go with.
It's going to be fun.
I'm sure there's going to be pretty lit stories.
It's, me and Roselli, he goes, how many times do you think we're about to get into it? We might have a couple entanglements ourselves, bro.
Not good.
With August, an entanglement with
we might get into some entanglements,
entanglement
My uncle.
My uncle.
An entanglement with
Uncle.
An entanglement with
Roselli.
An entanglement
With Roselli.
An entanglement.
Roselli.
Let's jump into the UFC 251 recap.
Oh, yeah.
Card, where did you watch it? Did you pay for the pay-per-view? Did you stream it? Did you go to the bar with your mask on? What'd you do?
I got a great story on this. And by great story, I paid for it and got my money back. Let me tell you how. So check this out.
What? You got the jig?
So yeah, I got the jig. So I was sending you a bunch of streams, right? And they were good for the prelims. And then they stopped on the main card.
Yeah, you sent me about 5 streams. I couldn't use any of them.
Yeah.
I just went with my normal buff stream. You were like, yo, check this side out. It's better than buff streams, dude. It's way better, blah, 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 blah. You sent me about 5. None of them worked. Buff streams worked. I was fine.
Yeah, so then I tried all my streams, and it wasn't working out, blah, blah, blah. So then I was like, all right, fuck it. This is a card worth paying for.
Shit.
I'm gonna do it this time.
Woo!
So I get out the old Apple Card, and by getting out the Apple Card electronically, I didn't get out my card, right? I have the Apple Pay on the phone, or the Apple Card on the phone. So I was like, all right, fuck it, man. I'll just pay it because I already have the subscription. So I was like, let's just pay the $65. Let's get it done. This is worth it. Good. The first fight of the main card is just botchy and buffering like a mad dog. Like
on the paid.
On the paid.
Whoa.
On my TV. Robin, dude, I even talked Robin into watching the fight with me.
Woo.
She's trying to fill up the love tank with me. And she's sitting down. She's like, hey, babe. And I'm like, what? Because I'm kind of mad because I already know what's going on, but I don't know what she's going to say. She's like, is the quality kind of messed up? And I said, yes it is. I'm pissed off. I'm not happy with it. And she's like, sorry.
Whoa,
I'm like,
she came in. She was like, whoa.
Yeah. Back that truck up,
Left
dog.
the room.
Back the truck
Left
up
the room.
is what she said. And I said, babe, I'm sorry. I'm just real pissed off. I paid $65 so we could really enjoy this. It's a great card. I got money on it. I got BetMGM locking bets. I got franchise locking bets. This is the card. And she's like, I'm really sorry. And I'm like, I'm sorry too. Immediately after the last fight, or the first fight, excuse me, I go in, and you can dispute charges on your Apple Card. You can on any card, right? So I go in there, and I start kind of looking through it, and I'm like, I wonder if I can dispute this and just like put this like long paragraph of being like, hey, I just watched the first fight.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pull.
Glitchy as shit.
Go ahead and go ahead and pull it. Like, I don't even want it. Like, if you want to take it off my TV right now, pull it. I even put that in the little paragraph. I'm like, I can't even watch it. It is buffering so bad. The quality is subpar. This is not what I agreed to. This is not what I paid for. I am not happy with this. And I wrote this long spiel. And there was this drop-down menu that said quality of stream. And I was able to choose that as one of my as one of my options. And I chose that, wrote the paragraph, and they sent me a text message immediately. They sent me an email immediately saying
Apple or ESPN?
Apple.
Oh, okay.
Because I bought it
through
Apple
with your Apple card,
and
right.
it's really just disputing the charge.
Yes.
So they sent me a text, they sent me an email, and they say, hey, we're looking into this. We'll let you know within 24 hours or earlier. Hey, this may stop your stream. You may have something go wrong with your stream.
Never
as
good
we're
when you
looking
have to
into this.
Stop your stream.
I know, dude. You can't stop midstream.
stop
You
the stream.
can't, dude. It burns.
It burns.
It burns.
It hurts.
Yeah. Like Burns, who should have been fighting.
Yeah, you ever been peeing outside and the cops roll up and you got to stop midstream? Bad news.
Yeah. Plug it off. Ouch.
Plug it off. Squeeze it off.
Plug it off.
Pinch it off.
Pinch it off. That's what I needed.
Plug it off.
So anyways, just to wrap up the story, yesterday, so that was Saturday night. So yesterday, around 1 o'clock, I got a full refund for the $65 pay-per-view.
But what was it good quality the rest of the show?
Nope.
Oh, so you just watched it in shitty quality and got refunded.
So still got to watch it, still knew what was going on. But man, there were some times that the quality was really nice, but then it seemed like when they were moving quite a bit, like whether somebody was on the ground, whatever, it just couldn't catch up.
Weird.
And it was really frustrating, dude.
Especially since you paid, bro.
I almost wonder if it wasn't
That
the
is
stream that I paid
crazy.
for. I almost wonder if my internet. So I did a speed test, and the download was fine because you're not worried about the upload necessarily because I'm not uploading anything. So the download speed was way above 15 megs. So that should have been enough. And I could load I could load my YouTube while I was watching the stream. I could do all this stuff, and I didn't have the same effect. So it had to have been the stream.
I wonder, did you try it on your phone?
I did.
And it still was buffering crappy the same way?
Still.
Wow.
So it has to, I chalk it up to the stream, but I can't.
I don't even know how to buy the fight. How do you buy it?
So through the ESPN app. So when you log into your ESPN app, right, then then it brings up your subscription, and then you have the ability to click buy pay-per-view through your
interesting
through that, and that's what I did. So I don't know what source it was, but I feel like if everybody else was having the problem, it would have been trending on Twitter, but I didn't see anything.
Right.
So, anyways, I paid for it, got my money back, watched it at home.
So, were you at while you were watching? Did you see was there a difference in the judges since your shit was buffering during the Volkanovski Holloway fight?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no wonder why the judges didn't get it right.
Did it look like Volkanovski won to you? Is that how they were watching maybe that's how they were watching the fight.
They were watching the shitty stream, yeah,
through
on
the
their
shitty
iPads.
stream, and
yeah.
that's how they saw that Volkanovski won.
Yeah, man,
that was funny. Let's just start at the bottom of the card. Paige Van Zandt. Well, actually, you know what? Let me start with the last prelim fight. Whoo, bro. What?
Yeah.
Did you see my Twitter? Your boy went in.
No, I didn't see your Twitter.
On Yuri Prohaska.
Okay.
And my man Chase Prohaska, AP, Aaron Prohaska, they put me up on this guy.
Big
Actually,
followers
not
of
AP,
the cast.
but
big followers of the
big
cast.
supporters of the show. Good friends, good supporters of the show. Chase sent me and Edgar a highlight video about I want to say like a month ago or so, of Yuri Prohaska in Japan just knocking fools out.
Melee.
Talk about baptizing fools. Go look up a highlight of Yuri Prohaska, dude. That guy, and he sent it to me and Edgar. Edgar, Mr. UFC, Mr. Fights, right? We'll get back to him in a second.
Yeah.
I write back and I'm like, yo, that fool's nasty, dude. He's like, yeah, that Prohaska bloodline, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, damn, that fool's nasty. I wonder if he's coming to the UFC. Or I said, hey, at Ed, is he coming to the UFC soon? Ed's like, oh, shit, I don't know, maybe.
I don't know, fool.
All right. So whatever. Fast forward to this week. I'm looking at the card. I'm looking at the prelims. I'm like, holy shit. Yuri's on the card. Not only is Yuri on the card, he's headlining the prelims. He's the last fight of the prelim, right before the main card. So I'm like, oh, this is going to be a good fight. And he's fighting Volkan Ozdemir, who's no joke, dude. No slouch, no joke.
Big heavyweight.
He was looking, a lot of people had him winning this and looking towards bigger fights in the division, in the light heavyweight division. So I load up on Prohaska. Chase loads up on Prohaska, his cousin. And it's not really his cousin, but it's his cousin somewhere.
Might as well be.
With a name like that.
Yeah.
It's somewhere along the line.
I mean, there might be 6 generations.
Yeah.
But it's there.
Somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
So I load up on him. Cashed it, dude. I had him finishing the fight in the first, finishing the fight in the second, winning the fight overall, winning by KO.
Oh, wow.
The only thing I lost was winning the fight in the first.
In the first.
Because he won it in the second. He knocked him out in the second. He was weird, bro. Did you get to see him? He was all awkward.
Dude, his fighting
doing
style,
some crazy shit.
I was really nervous. I was like, oh, man, dude, if he gets caught, because, like, he didn't have his hands up.
Dude, he had a couple times he got caught in the first round. He was bleeding from the mouth at the end of the
He
first.
didn't have his hands up. It was just like, it was like this, like, bully tactics. Like,
right.
Like, let me see if I can do it here. Like, almost like this, like, without doing the, I'm going to get you. It's like this kind of.
Yeah.
Like, really weird, dude. I couldn't understand it. I never seen anything like it.
He'd almost, like, walk away.
Yeah.
Like, he'd almost, like, start walking away and then add.
Almost with, like, the side, like.
Right. And as
weird,
Ozdemir would like start walking that direction, he'd just turn and punch. Did you see that? He'd turn and give him like
So
a straight,
fast.
dude. It was the weirdest style, but
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing him fight again. I think this guy could be the future of the UFC in that division,
In that
dude.
division.
Oh, dude, the light heavyweight division. That guy, dude, not only is he big, dude, he hits hard. He's nasty. The way I'm telling you, it is impressive to knock out a guy like Ozdemir the way he did. Very, very impressive. In your first UFC debut?
Yeah.
In your first fight in the UFC, you do that?
Did he get 50,000? He got 50,000 for that, right?
I don't know.
He got the
Did he
bonus?
get fight of the night? I didn't see the fight of the night bonuses.
I can't remember if I don't think he got fight of the night, but I think he got a bonus. out of it.
Performance of the night. Maybe.
There you go.
There you go. Performance of the night. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed that. That set a good tone. I had an incredible weekend betting, not only on fights, won a little bit of NASCAR, cashed on Colin Morikawa at the golf tournament.
yeah, for
I had a great weekend betting.
Yeah, that was a great underdog pick.
Thank you.
I'm really proud of you for that. You know a little bit about golf, but I'm kind of the golf guy.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
5 to win, 155 on that. He was plus 3,000 going into the tournament.
Very impressive.
We'll take that, baby.
Yeah,
we'll
man.
take that.
Straight cash, homie.
Right on cue. Paige Van Zant, Amanda Rebus. What did you make of that fight? Paige got finished just like you said. You
Yeah.
think Paige is going to be back?
No, I do not believe Paige is going to be back. I mean, I think she is going to start looking elsewhere and venturing out of the UFC, maybe still doing things for and with UFC. I don't know if that's fighting, but yeah, I mean, I don't think she's going to have a contract renewed. I don't think they're going to be able to come to any terms. So at this point, if I was Paige, I'd probably get into some modeling, get into some like, I don't know.
She said she's going to test the free agent market with other companies.
I think she should. And Dana White actually said that.
Yeah, I have that.
You have that clip?
Yeah, I have the sound here.
Paige Van Zant, she made it clear she wants to test free agency after this. She lost this evening. Amanda Rebus obviously looks like an up-and-coming talent. But is Paige somebody you'd be interested in talking to? I mean, she made it clear she wants to test the market. Would you like to have her back?
Yeah, I think that I like Paige. I like Paige. You know, it's like Blades when I talk. You know, when Blades fought last. When you talk all that stuff, I'm not being paid enough, and you know, fighting inconsistently. You know, one time in the last year, injuries. and then got smoked in the first round of the fight, she should definitely test free agency.
Hey, you know what? Well said. I think, as a businessman, just getting Fight Island, Dubai, that is a costly endeavor. I wouldn't be paying Paige it either. I don't think she's going to bring the cards. She's not. People don't want to fight her. She's not legitimate. And I think with that broken arm that she had, and she had 3 surgeries.
She's still set to have another surgery, I saw.
3 surgeries already for that,
Yeah.
for that one injury, and she's been gone. And cage rust is a real thing. We've talked about that in the past. I got to tell you, man, I think she should explore maybe a different career or doing something with the UFC other than fighting, and then maybe getting into modeling. I think somebody mentioned in the comments, what about WWE? Something of that nature might be a great. I think it was Danny B who said that.
Danny B, WWE. That's a great point. No, it was T-Mobile. She's hot.
Oh,
Needs
yeah,
to maybe
T-Mobile.
do WWE.
Yeah.
It's T-Mobile. That's a great point.
Yeah.
She could definitely fit in there. She's got the look. Maybe it won't be as hard on her. We've seen Ronda Rousey go over to the WWE.
Oh, for sure.
She can definitely make that jump.
Right.
But would you call her the Anna Kournikova of UFC?
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say she's that big of a disappointment, but if she continues on the plane that she is heading, I absolutely.
Okay.
Not yet. But,
All Yeah, just wondering.
Getting close.
Rose Namajunas, Jessica Andrade.
I told you,
We talked about it. Told me with a scary split decision.
Told you, fool.
I cashed a parlay on Rose, Volkanovski, Usman, and Yuri Prohaska.
I think you got pretty lucky.
Oh, I got lucky twice. Rose won a split decision, and then Volkanovski robbed.
Shouldn't have won.
Right. So I thought, I thought that was very interesting. I did not expect Andrade really came on.
Yeah.
In the third round there.
Yeah.
Dude, Paige was not looking, or not, excuse me, Rose was not looking good at all. Her
third
eye,
round, I
everything
know.
busted up in the
But
third.
I'll tell you that first and second round, I haven't seen
Pretty dominant.
I haven't seen footwork like that out of any woman that I've ever seen fight. That's being honest.
You saw the 8-bit footwork?
Dude, yeah, I did. Actually, this fight was actually pretty good.
Oh, was it okay?
Yeah, this fight wasn't as bad as Super Mario.
I thought maybe you saw it on Sega Genesis footwork.
Come on, guy, give me the
Mike
Dreamcast
Tyson's
at
punch
least.
out footwork.
No doubt. Dude, Rose's feet work, I was so impressed. That might be the best footwork I have ever seen in a woman's division. It was incredible. I mean, she
looked impressive.
She looked tight. She looked right. It almost reminded me of Cody, No Love, how he really kind of changed his whole view and his whole game plan to have that better footwork and that real fast speed. I saw a lot of that in Rose, and I was really, really impressed with that. Sure, Jessica had her round, the third round, bloodied up her Rose's, top of her eyebrow, and then her nose, and then her black eye.
Yeah,
dude.
Puffed
Third
her
round
eye
was
up,
not good, and I felt I was a little concerned. I was concerned, but I knew that she had the first and second round. I was totally comfortable with that, and Rose did enough to win it, especially towards the end.
Did you bet on her?
I did. I took Rose, yeah.
When you, because you didn't bet with me, so I didn't know idea what you were taking.
Yeah,
I didn't know what you were going on.
BetMGM is obviously GPS cashed and locally, here I can bet. And they do like this power up stuff, to get you intrigued on it. So, say...
So she was underdog. She was minus 200.
She was minus 200, so they gave me minus 250 as like an inflated whatever.
You mean plus 250?
Or plus 250, excuse me.
Oh, wow.
So they gave me like that 50
They
extra.
gave you better
inflation.
than 100%?
They did.
Wow.
So I don't know how they do that.
What did you put down?
What did I put down? I put down 40.
Oh, okay.
Let me fix this real quick here.
So it's 40 to win 100 then?
40 to win. No, it was just over 100. It was 40
A little
to win.
over 100.
Yeah,
wow.
just a little over 100.
Damn. That's pretty good odds, especially when you're getting a minus 200. Yeah, so sometimes you sign up on these sites, they'll give you boosted odds just to try to give you to get you engaged and get you signed up or whatever. It's not going to be that way every week, but if you can grab something like that, how shitty would that have been if she would have lost? You take the boosted odds, she's the favorite, and then you end up losing your 40 on it.
I know, right?
What happened to the monitor? Mess it all up? Yeah. Unkicked it? It's all right. It doesn't matter. All right, we'll get on that fight. Petr Yan, Jose Aldo. When I was putting together my parlay, I had Rose in there. I told you I had Volkanovski, I had Yuri Prohaska, and I had Usman. I really wanted to put Petr Yan instead of Volkanovski, and I just could not get myself to do it because I was like, man, Jose Aldo, he's been one of the best in the world. He's been the champion. Yeah, he's looked bad, but He's had a full camp. Everything I've seen, he's had a really good camp. It just scared me a little bit. And of course, Aldo ends up getting finished.
Oh yeah,
doesn't even make it through the fight. He did make it all 5 rounds. He made it through or into the 5th round. Got finished in the 5th. And
that was not good. Right. What do you want to talk about that? The ref.
I think we can agree it should have been stopped way earlier.
Way earlier, right?
Even my uncle was kind of like, he doesn't watch a ton of MMA. He was just like, yo, what is going on here? He's like, did they stop it? Did they just keep letting him get punched in the head? I'm like, well, he's supposed to be defending himself. And he's like, oh, it really doesn't look like he's defending. Like, yeah.
Well, especially Jose Aldo. I mean, the respect that he has in the game and for all of his opponents that he's faced over the years and just the great name that he has. Damn, they should have stopped it a little earlier. But at the same time, I think that also goes to his credit. Well, like, he's Jose Aldo. He can figure it out. So I see it both sides, but man, I wish, just for health, man, I wish they would have stopped it a little sooner. That was hard to watch.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was everyone's sentiment. Yeah. Everyone I saw on social media too, they were like, yo, what is going on here?
Jan's a madman though, right?
Get this guy stopped. Yeah, dude.
How sick is Jan though?
Piotr Jan.
He is a wild man.
Really, really good. I enjoyed that fight. I thought it was good. I wish Aldo would have done better, but Aldo was getting his ass kicked the entire fight anyway. Maybe early on, you could see in the first round he was there, but after that he just
into the second round just a little bit. I thought Aldo still was holding up his end of the deal.
It's the end for Aldo as far as the big money fights, the main event fights, the co-main event type fights. So. This is it.
I memean, I think so. Unless
it's going down the Uriah Faber type path to me
a little bit, and he's not that far quite yet. But yeah, I mean, I think he's got some things to prove, and maybe you don't give him any big names for a little while. Let him work his way back up.
Max Holloway, Alexander Volkanovski, the co-main event. I got extremely lucky on Volk. A lot of people talking about he robbed it. I also saw people on the other side like, yo, he didn't rob it. And I text you. I was like, I need to go watch the fight back again just so I can see, maybe without having money on the line. Because me and my uncle at the same time, my uncle had him too. And we're sitting there, and, dude, we're looking at each other like, oh, there's no way, dude. There's no way. And all of a sudden, Volkanovski, we looked at each other, we're like, yeah, we're high-fiving and shit, because both of our parlays were still alive at that point. And it just didn't look like he had won it. Obviously, clearly 1 and 2 were Max. 4 and 5 were Volkanovski. He really started to turn things around, made some adjustments.
Especially in that 5th.
Yeah, and he really beat the shit out of Max, especially in the 5th. But the 3rd round is what everyone is kind of a little messed up on. And if you go back and watch the 3rd round, I can understand a little bit between the takedowns, between the adjustments that Volkanovski made. It could go either way.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. First and second clearly to Max. 4th and 5th to Volkanovski. 3rd could have gone either way. I watched it back multiple times, and I look at it like, it could have gone either way. I saw both guys doing things. I'm not exactly sure why they scored it the way they did or how they did, but it wasn't like this was a blowout. It wasn't like this was a unanimous decision. He won it by split decision. This was about as close as you can get. So for people to be sitting here screaming robbery, this was not a robbery, in my opinion. It just wasn't. I've seen fights that are robberies. This wasn't a robbery. This was a close fight that went the way of the guy that's not the champ. And what do they say? To be the champ, you've got to beat the champ, clearly. That's what's always been said since the Ali days. That's what's always been said.
Yeah, it's hard for me to argue. Here's what I would say. The 2 things that really define this this match. Holloway outlanded strike-wise, Volkanovski in the 3rd round as well. What I would say got Volkanovski the win here, the takedowns.
Right, takedowns.
He had 9 takedown tries, and he landed 3 of those takedowns. And I think that was kind of the game changer. I really, really do. Those takedowns count for more than I think the general public understand and really appreciate. And I think that's why Volkanovski actually got the W. The takedowns. Had he had 1 or 2 less takedowns, I think they would have called Holloway. I think they would have given it to Holloway. I really do.
Here's Dana White talking about the judging there in that fight in particular.
Fight. Listen, man, you can't leave it. You can't leave it to these guys. We got some bad judging. And I don't know, has Max been in here yet? I'm sure he's devastated and, Yeah. Did anybody in here score it for Volkanovski? Anybody have it for Volkanovski? Nobody in the media?
Never heard of her.
So, I don't know. We'll have to figure it out.
There you go. So, obviously, he didn't have it for Volkanovski either. No one in the media had it for Volkanovski. But what he said at the very beginning of the fight is exactly what I was trying to say. You can't leave it up to these guys.
Right.
If you want to win the title, especially if you're not the champ, when you're not the champ, the last thing you ever want to do is leave it up to the judges.
Any question.
And
any
if you're
doubt.
not the champ and it goes to decision, you better have beaten the shit out of that guy to take that belt. And I just don't think that happened. That didn't clearly happen. He beat the shit out of him in rounds 1 and 2. But after that, everything else is up for debate. And he got his shit pushed in 4 and 5. So as bad as you want to feel for the guy, it just is what it is, bro.
Right.
And I might be saying that from a point where I cashed money. Like I said, and I tried to go back and watch it objectively without money on the line. I just still think Holloway didn't do enough to take the championship from him. Yeah, he won some rounds. It looked like he could have won the fight. But looking like you maybe could have won the fight isn't enough to win the fight. Most nights when the guy has the title on his shoulders. If the guy walked in, if the guy across from you walks in the champ, you better be going in there, knocking him out, or really beating the shit out of him in a way that he can barely leave the octagon. You know what I mean? And it just didn't go down like that for Max.
I agree.
The main event. Actually, no, let me, I have a couple, this is interesting too. Joe Rogan was on with Fight Companion yesterday. It's a show, and he was talking about the judging as well. Check this out.
If you have a lot more judges, you get a more balanced perspective. You only have 3 judges. One of them could fuck it up.
Right.
Easy. 2 of them could fuck it up. Easy. And you get bad decisions. But if you have 10 judges, judges aren't that expensive.
Right.
But you get these $1 million promotions. Have 10 real experts as judges. You're probably going to pick the right guy every time. You know? If you have 10, even if they don't want to fix the system, have 10 great judges. 10. Instead of 3, 10. A lot of them are Vegas employees. Like, there's a bunch of them in Vegas that I know for a
Uh-oh, my shit's buffering.
fact don't know
how much did you pay for it?
anything about martial arts.
So how does
I've
that
never
happen?
trained in martial arts. But they're judges in Vegas because they were judges under the boxing commission. So the athletic commission in Vegas hires them. They don't all do a bad job either. Even the ones that don't know shit about martial arts, that have never trained, they don't all do a bad job, but some of them are terrible.
There you go.
Gotcha.
His plan is to get more judges in there.
I don't know if you need 10, man. Maybe you throw 5 or 6 in there.
10's great. 10's a little crazy.
10 seems a little weird and wild to me, but I mean, I think he's just trying to amplify his point, which I get. You need more judges to have a more balanced decision. That's what I got out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other question I have is, where was Joe Rogan? Why did he not call one of the biggest fights of the year?
I think I think when you get that kind of bag from Spotify, when you've totally, dude, somehow, like, I don't want to say it's overnight because he's been doing his podcast for quite a while and he's built up his name a little bit, but he became at some point here within the last year or two, maybe, yeah, probably within the last 2 years, he became Joe Rogan, the guy from Fear Factor that jumped over and started announcing MMA, to Joe Rogan, this guy that is the end-all, be-all, that knows everything.
The disciple.
That's the first guy to ask on any subject. If you're like, oh man, I wonder what so-and-so's thinking about this, you want to go to Joe Rogan. You want to get his opinion on the subject or the subject matter. He's really jumped the shark. Like, it's really become this thing where Joe Rogan has become this, for lack of a better term, larger-than-life kind of figure within the UFC. You even see fighters, young fighters going up to him like, oh, just so pumped to meet with Joe Rogan. Then so pumped to be on the Joe Rogan podcast, to be on his show. He's, at some point here lately, he's really taken another step into a different echelon. And I think that's why. He's got the bag from Spotify. He's probably getting paid a ton from UFC. And he was just like, I don't want to come over there. I don't want to go all the way to Abu Dhabi.
And it's been known that he's wanted to kind of distance himself a little bit, not completely necessarily, but that's been talked about over
from UFC?
Yeah, over the past, like him kind of doing his own thing eventually. But you know, Dana really loves, you know, Joe, and
of course
that relationship is great, right? But I think that's kind of been known that Joe has wanted to kind of not make his exit, but just kind of let some of that UFC stuff go. So I guess that kind of answers my question that I asked you. But at the same time, this is a big fight. Like, I can't believe he wasn't there.
Big card, yeah.
DC wasn't there.
DC, I didn't expect him to be.
DC's training, right?
He's training.
You know, he's getting ready for that. Was that August?
August 15th.
Woo-hoo. Miocic, number 3.
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. But that being said, man, I kind of miss Joe there. That obviously
I definitely miss Joe.
That adds a huge element.
Anyone that said I didn't miss Joe doesn't watch enough UFC.
You crazy.
Joe
yeah,
adds Joe adds to the card a ton.
But yeah,
Really
they're calling
fun.
him the modern day disciple of some sorts in certain degrees of what he does. He's got a large cult following, and apparently fear is not a factor for him.
Here's Jorge Masvidal after the fight.
He coming up short. I'm not gonna make no excuses. He was a better man tonight. There were some areas where I didn't give him enough credit, and there were some areas where I felt with a better training camp, I could definitely surpass him. And I think I showed a lot of my wrestling on 6-8 notice that I'm not too easy to take down or to hold down on the ground. I made a lot of mistakes. I tried to fight in spots since I didn't feel my gas tank was at the greatest, and he fought in better spots, right when I'd get loose and start to open up. He was able to clinch me up and take it back into his world, so I'm not going to take nothing away from him. He won fair and square. I'll do whatever it takes to get back in front of that man and compete again and get my hand raised.
Dude, I think well said. I mean, that was very, as Jorge could, as Jorge could be humble, if that even makes sense.
No, Jorge was so classy.
I thought
he was classy the whole time.
He sure was, man. I thought he did a great job. And you know what? I didn't know Jorge had the takedown defense that he had, especially on this short notice. That was what was super impressive to me. Yes, I lost some money. There was one fool that bet 200,000, 3-1 odds, that lost his ass.
Yep.
But I was really, really impressed.
Did you see that tweet come across the screen?
I did.
Someone put it on 200,000 on Jorge Masvidal.
Damn.
200,000, and he was underdog, so they're getting a bigger payday than that, but
right,
obviously didn't cash the ticket anyway.
That's crazy.
Dana White talking about his takedown defense and his wrestling as well in this clip. Check this out.
That I thought it might. I thought that if George didn't catch him with something, that's the way the fight would go. And his takedown defense was unbelievable. He would get taken down and get back up against Usman. It's tough to do. He did it for 5 rounds and, did what he could do. Usman's a beast, man. Guy's a beast. That was the fight we were working on. That's the fight he was training for. There was a 2-week gap there where he wasn't the fight. But, I heard he was bringing in high-level wrestlers to train with and everything else, and I think you saw that tonight, And as far as his shape, if he wasn't in shape, he wouldn't be able to stop those takedowns, going into 3rd, 4th, 5th round. He stopped a lot of them, and he got back up when he was down. So, he fought a good fight.
That's what really impressed me was the scrambling. When he was down on the ground, those scrambles where he was able to roll, get up off of his back, roll over to his stomach, or vice versa. Like, I was really impressed with that.
Especially as badass as Usman is, dude.
Exactly
he is a beast. Like, how are you to get out of a clinch, an Usman clinch? I mean, he's the champ, dude. And not only did you last 5 rounds, you looked pretty good. And you had some great moments in there. I was really impressed with the fight. That being said, was it as entertaining? No, it was fucking boring.
That was my next point. Is everything on social media? Everyone's pissed off, right?
Yeah, I'm not pissed off, but yeah.
You know what? Well, you know what I think. The sentiment that I get, considering the amount of people that hit me up and put money on Jorge Masvidal versus the amount of people that hit me up and put money on Usman, I would say that's why the social media reaction is what it is. People aren't mad that the fight was boring. People are mad that they lost money on Jorge Masvidal after he said, bet on me. Oh, I'm a 3-1 underdog? Good. Thanks for the money, Vegas. Bet on me. I'm betting on myself. Blah, blah, blah. All this shit, right? Before the fight. Now you get this venom and you get this backlash from all these people like, oh, it's such bullshit. Oh, this one sucks. It's so boring. Right. Chances are, though, all the people saying that probably lost money on George.
I'll bet.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you've got to remember, guys, Usman took the fight on short notice too. Now, I know he was training, but he was training for a completely different guy.
Completely.
So he had to revamp all of his training, and he had to go through and switch things up as well. This is not who he was training for. And if you think, yeah, he stood there and banged against Colby Covington, this guy, no offense to Covington, but Masvidal is an elite striker. Right. Masvidal is a put-you-to-sleep, way more dangerous on the feet striker than Colby Covington, in my opinion. It's not to say Colby doesn't have power, but he's not Masvidal. Mm-hmm. And if you think Kamaru Usman's going to stand in front of him and just take his best shot on 6 days' notice, you're nuts. You're stupid. That's why you're not fighting in the UFC for a lot of money, because you're an idiot. Who's going to stand there and just get punched in the face? So you're mad that he took away what Masvidal does well, the stand-up game. Yeah. You're mad because he took that away. He took him to the side of the cage, beat the shit out of the body. Dude, he was beating Masvidal's body left and right.
Yeah, he was.
I saw a lot of memes around foot stomps. People mad at the foot stomps, crying.
He was dancing on the toes of Masvidal. I'm like, oh my God, how's Masvidal gonna walk that next day?
I saw these memes like Masvidal after the fight is like a foot in a cast.
Yeah, sure.
Like all these different
like
stuff.
An elephant's foot, all swollen
up.
Yeah.
So I'm not with those people that are like, oh, the fight's boring. I also made money on Usman, so maybe I'm coming from a different perspective. Yeah. But I just look at it as, dude, any smart fighter would have done the same thing. As mad as I get at Khabib Nurmagomedov when he fights because he's boring as shit, as mad as I get at a guy like George St. Pierre, I used to get when George St. Pierre used to fight because it's boring. He takes him down, he rolls around on the ground with him for 5 rounds until one of them passes out and they wake up with their butthole sore.
Yeah,
that's what happens.
Tyron Woodley early in his career,
exactly
same thing.
It's part of the game. You're gonna have people that just want to stand and bang, and then you're gonna have people that are actual martial artists looking at the person for what their weaknesses are and trying to eliminate and neutralize those strengths.
Fight.
Right.
Yeah, playing the smart fight.
That's exactly what he did, guy. It is what it is.
It didn't make for Fight Island Abu Dhabi premiere as good, in my opinion. But what do I know? UFC made their money. There's no doubt about that. They made their money even from me, but then I got it back. So that's cool.
That's so funny. You bought the fight and it was still dog shit.
Yeah.
This doesn't even make any sense. Here is let me see. Yeah, let me go back to Masvidal here, talking about his weight cut and how difficult that was to lose the 22 pounds.
It was tough, like everybody knows. I had a little bit of weight to cut, but I'm not gonna sit here and make excuses. He won. I gambled the dice on myself. I knew I didn't have the greatest gas tank coming in, but I'm still a dangerous man. 6 days, 1 day, 6 weeks. So hats off to him. We'll do it again. Since I've moved up to 170, I haven't had to cut weight more than like 8-9 pounds, and it's something that when I left 155, I told myself I wouldn't be doing no more. So for the next fight, I'll make sure that I'm back on schedule. I got barely any weight to cut, and I'll be feeling great, whoever the opponent is.
There you go. So I think hopefully this isn't, I'm definitely one of those people that gives Masvidal a pass. Like we talked about last week, this is really a no-lose situation for George.
For sure.
He took the fight on 6 days' notice. If he won, it was going to be a bonus. It was going to be, well, what did you expect? He's street Jesus. He's been taking fights on short notice. He was 19 years old, working the McDonald's drive-thru when someone came through and offered him 2 G's to fight this afternoon. He took the fight, won the fight. All this stuff, right? All this hype that Masvidal, this was a no-lose situation. Not to mention, he got the money he was asking for. And that's one thing I was worried about. And that's why I bet on Kamaru Usman. Not only because of the 6 days, not only because of the traveling to Abu Dhabi, not only because of the 20-pound weight cut, but because Masvidal got paid what he wanted to get paid, it felt like not necessarily that he was going to let down a little, but it felt like he got what he wanted. Now he can he's setting up his family, and the win just didn't matter as much. Because of the no-lose scenario he was in. If he won, it was all icing on the cake. If he lost, he's not going to lose a bunch of fan support. People aren't going to be like, oh, don't put Masvidal in the main event anymore.
Right.
He's on the cover of UFC 4 for crying out loud. Did you see that? They announced the video game, UFC 4. Masvidal on the cover, all over the trailer, fighting in backyards, it looks like a pit bull ring.
Yeah, and 2 boxers in it as well.
Right. Yeah, Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua in there. I saw Action Bronson's in there. They have a bunch of different,
that's crazy.
Yeah, a bunch of playable characters. But yeah, Masvidal was in a no lose scenario here
for sure. Got his money for his family. Love it.
What do you think the next fight for him is going to be?
For Masvidal,
where does that go? Because if he would have won the title, which is I think probably what the UFC would have liked to see, just from a matchmaking standpoint, because there's so many directions you could have gone. You could have gone him as the champ. Now you could have gone with Nate. You could have had Conor come out of retirement. Maybe he wants to run it up with him. You could have had him go against Gaethje. You could have had so many different directions. Now it just doesn't feel like there's still directions for Masvidal to go. Right. But now as far as the champ goes, Usman, it's going to either be Burns or it's going to be Leon Edwards. And I've seen talk of even Leon Edwards versus Burns, and the winner gets to fight Kamaru.
That'd be sweet.
So
yeah. So we know what's going to happen with Usman, right? But Jorge, I think This is going to be interesting. I think this could go multiple ways. I say I take Nate out of the equation. I still think you might see a trilogy between Nate and Connor. I really do. Connor actually tweeted after this at Nate and told him to shut his bitch ass up or something like that. So, I feel like Connor and Nate is really going to be something that might be out there. I also think maybe another inkling of the BMF. I think there's still something that they could do with the BMF eventually as well. But Jorge Masvidal, dude, he's in a great spot. He's making his money. He just had this great card with the 251 and had a pretty good showing. God, the world is his oyster. I don't know. He's going to decide what's best for him.
Here's him talking about the next fight.
I don't know if I'll be coming back at the end of the year or early next year. I'm going to sit down with my management and figure that out. But whoever it is next year, I just want to come back and get a stoppage and be in peak shape. Have a six-pack when I get out there, look right, They'll put an opponent in front of me and I'm going to take care of business. I'm going to come back better than ever. I'm not going to disappear from the sport without this belt being wrapped around my waist one way or another. I wasn't my best performance tonight, but everybody could see I have a dog in me. That dog doesn't shut up or roll over for nobody. I was very tired at some spots, and I was able to dig down and bring it back to my feet. I'm not happy with my performance or nothing, but I'm telling everybody, I'll be back and stronger.
There you go.
Fair enough.
So we don't know who he's going to fight yet. I wonder, Dana was talking in the press conference that these guys all have 3 fights per year under contract. That's what his responsibility is, to get him 3 fights. If he doesn't get him those fights, he still has to pay him. So I would venture to say you're going to see Masvidal one more time before the end of the year. Because we're talking about, this is the guy that, did he fight 3 fights last year? Or 2? 2. In 2019.
2.
But he was the fighter of the year in 2019. And this is the first time halfway through 2020 that we've gotten to see him this year. Not because he wasn't ready, just the way it all went down with negotiations and everything else.
Yeah.
I think if this guy's on the cover of UFC 4, he's the 2019 fighter of the year, you're doing a huge disservice to the fans if you don't have him on the card, another card, at least one more time this year.
Yeah.
I know we have the pandemic. I know everything else is going on, but give the guy a proper camp and get him on the card.
Yeah.
Just makes sense to me. Here's Kamaru Usman talking about what he thought of Jorge Masvidal, his conditioning, and the fight overall.
He's a real dog. All props to him. Much respect. A lot of people were thinking that he would be out of shape for this fight. He wasn't. I mean, he's been training, and he came in prepared. He came in ready. Of course, I would like a lot more time to really strategically prepare for a guy like him, to really pick him apart better than I did tonight. But I had to do what I do best, and that's dominate a guy from start to finish.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. Now, I would like to see Masvidal with a full camp.
Sure.
I'd like to see them run it back with a full camp and see what would happen there. But Kamaru just reminds me of the Khabib of that division, dude. And that's the funny thing is people are mad at Usman. People are upset with him all over social media and crying and boring and na. We haven't even got to see Khabib as a star yet.
Yeah.
Think about it. Have we not seen him since he beat Conor? Due to suspensions and due to everything else that's gone on?
Yeah, travel restrictions. Yeah, because he was set to fight, obviously, Tony Ferguson.
And let me see this really quickly. You guys are crying because of the way Usman fights. Wait until you get a load of the Dustin Poirier. That's right. He beat Poirier rear naked choke in September of last year.
That's right.
So he did finish him, and then he obviously finished Conor with that neck the choke as well.
Yep. So,
but that guy is the exact same thing, maybe if not more boring. Mm-hmm. And he's going to dominate that division for a while, unless Justin Gaethje really, really gets down.
Somehow catch him
on that ass. But his dad just passed away.
Khabib's, yes.
Yep. R.I.P. to his father. And he was very important in his life. So who knows when we're going to even see Khabib. Mm-hmm. But we're talking about another champ in another division that fights the exact same style. And those guys are so hard to beat because not only are they good on the feet, but they'll take you down. They'll just wrestle you to the ground, and they'll use their body weight and body mass to control you the entire fight and take away. You just saw took away everything that Jorge was good at. And even Jorge tried to get up and explode a couple times with some kicks.
Didn't have it.
And it just wasn't there, bro. Just wasn't there. So overall, I think the card was, I don't know if it lived up to the hype. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't like, but does that ever happen? Have you ever been like, a card is this hyped, and then you're like, wow, that exceeded my expectations? Or is it always the cards where you're like, this might be an all right card, and then those are the cards that really blow your head off?
Yeah, I think I think you're right. Yep.
It's not so much
more of unexpected.
The unexpected, yeah. Expect the unexpected. That should be their motto there. All right, that's good enough on UFC. Let's go ahead and move on. We'll do a little bit of this here.
All right, fools. On this day, July 13th, 1985, your boy Dow was 3 years old, still shitting his pants, shitting his drawers. Franchise wasn't even a thought quite
85?
yet. 85?
Yeah, wow. I was a thought guy. I was almost getting popped out.
Oh, you're a thought at least.
Yeah, I wasn't around.
Kind of, right? Your birthday's in August?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I
guess so, yeah.
I was growing, bro.
Yeah.
I was in the stomach growing. I was a young watermelon.
Ah, I got you. You're a cantaloupe. A cannelloni.
Yeah, a little cantaloupe.
So on this day, pretty big thing. So have you ever heard of the term Live Aid?
No.
So Live Aid, this was a big concert that raised $127.
I have heard of Live Aid. Wait, is that the one where what's their called played in the documentary?
Yes, Queen.
Queen. Thank you. That's where I heard of Live Aid.
This is where Freddie Mercury made his name. This is where Queen literally got their name at this performance. But Live Aid, this concert raised $127 million for famine relief in Africa and also near Sudan. So a lot of money was raised, but the crazy thing about this concert was it was shot in Wembley Stadium, it was shot in Philadelphia, and it was shot in numerous cities, dude, around the world. And via satellites, it went from one performance to another performance to another performance in another state, in another country. And that's what made this so cool. And obviously the amount of revenue it generated for Sudan and South Africa. This was great, dude. This was a big, big thing. You had bands like Elton John, Queen, Madonna, Santana, Run DMC, Mick Jagger, David Bowie, Tom Petty, Neil Young. And the majority of these artists performed either at Wembley Stadium in London, where a crowd of 70,000 turned out, or Philadelphia's JFK Stadium, where 100,000 watched.
Wow.
So you had 13 satellites beaming live television broadcast of this event and more than 1 billion viewers in 110 countries. This was unheard of in 85. There was nobody doing this. There was nothing ever like this with a satellite broadcast going from, city to city, country to country. It was just a really cool thing. But as you just recalled, a memorable performance of by Queen, and they went out there and stole the show with performances like Bohemian Rhapsody, We Will Rock You, and finishing with We Are the Champions.
Of course.
And dude, they just went out and they just blew people's minds. And then shortly thereafter, Freddie didn't live very much longer, passed away via the AIDS virus. And man, so this was a great, great time. Technologically speaking, the background of feeding, very famished countries like South Africa and then obviously Sudan. Just a lot of great things happening. And then again, some of the greatest music that will live on forever. So great, great things, man, out of this concert.
Yeah, I didn't even see the whole movie. Have you seen that Queen movie?
Yeah, it's great, dude.
Or is it?
Oh, it's great. It's one of my favorites. Not Rockstar. What is that one called?
I can't think of the name.
I can't even think of it now. Yeah.
Elton John's is Rocket Man.
Right.
What the hell is theirs?
That was great too.
I watched it on the cruise. I just caught parts of it. I think I watched the whole thing in sections. Like every time I go back to the room, it'd be on in a different part of the movie, and I just catch up. What?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's what it was.
Called.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. On this day, 1985.
Yeah, man.
Good shit, Dal. We're doing pretty good on time. Uncle Jim, Queen was broke up by then, got back together. They already made their name for years. Phil Collins played both. U2 was fairly new. Led Zeppelin reunion happens with Collins on the drums.
Yeah, he actually flew, I think, from London to make that appearance.
Shit.
Yeah, to play with them and play the drums. I think if I remember correctly on that, Uncle Roselli.
There you go. He likes Uncle Jim, by the way.
Uncle Jim.
He doesn't like Roselli. I told him, I'm like, I can't control the masses. It's just your name. Your name's Roselli.
Sometimes you're just born this way.
Sometimes, you know what I mean? What do you want me to do? I can't get everyone to call you Uncle Jim. Some people just like Roselli. I don't know.
It just sounds more Italian. It sounds more
only
like
one man.
Who is this guy? Who is this Uncle Roselli guy?
Right. Exactly. On this day, brought to you by Pure Spectrum CBD. You guys have heard us talk about it. You can go to purespectrumcbd.com. Use the code MUP to save off of your order. And everything from pet CBD, the tinctures, the creams, the salve, any of that stuff, it's all available. purespectrumcbd.com, code MUP. All right, let's jump into some sneakers, Dow. Let me get some music going here.
Sneaker music.
Yeah, there we go. Sneakers and Fash. Show's moving along good today, bro. On a getaway Monday for you.
On a getaway Monday.
Yeah. Dow Palantonio on a getaway Monday.
Getaway Monday. Live at 5.
Where do you want to start? Sneakers.
I think what
about the smokes over the weekend? Did you get those?
No, I didn't get the smokes, man. I got smoked. You know what I mean?
You tried to go though?
Yeah, I was at work. 5:30 to 1 p.m. I was on the sneakers.
5:30 to 1 p. On Saturday morning.
So I was doing a little bit of, on the sneak tip, literally on sneakers, and trying to do a little facial recognition as I'm checking people in for their tea time. Little tough. What was more tough? Getting that fucking L.
Dude, I think sneakers is glitching lately more than I've ever seen in my life. Back in the day, let me finish this thought first. I go on there. This has happened to me the past couple times.
Yeah.
I go on there right away. I click in. Boom, the sneakers go on sale at 8. I click the thing. I have my size saved. I think double click payment method. Boom, boom, done.
You're pending.
All of a sudden, it throws me in line.
You're
right?
in line.
I'm pending. 5 or so minutes later, all of a sudden, it just pops up a thing on there that says 170 again.
Yeah.
Never alerts me that I didn't get them.
Yeah.
Never alerts me that I did get them. Never alerts me of anything. If I don't click back in the app, I have no idea of what happened. So when I click back in the app, it just shows 170. I click in there, it shows all the sizes were available except a size 12.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It shows me that a 12 is sold out, which I know it's doing this to you guys as well in your sizes. So what the hell do we do to get around this? Like, it's very frustrating because if I'm not going to get the shoe, just tell me I'm not going to get the shoe right away. Back in the day, not even back in the day, a couple of years ago with sneakers, there never used to be this, oh, you're in line, pending, all this bullshit. There was a draw where that put you in line. You were doing a draw to get the sneakers, or you clicked in and you got the fucking sneaker right away. They just alerted you. You clicked in and got them. Boom. Now, no matter what, every fucking week, you're put in a line. You're put into a line. It doesn't matter how quick you're in. Doesn't matter how fast you get in. Doesn't matter if you have your payment ready or not. You're put into a line every single time. How absurd would that be? Let me just break this down really quick. If you go to Disney World, my man John King's at Disney World with his family. You guys are all standing in line, right? You're third in line to get on the ride, whatever ride you're going to ride. And all of a sudden, these little people come out from behind the thing that are working the ride, and they start walking down the line. And they choose the 8th person in, and they choose the 15th person in, and they choose the 19th person in, and they randomly go down and they're just choosing people out of the thing. But you're third. You got there. You're third, but it doesn't fucking matter.
Nope.
Because you're not getting to ride the ride. It doesn't matter that you got there early. It doesn't matter that you have your payment ready to go. It doesn't matter that you're on it like that. You get put in a line, and then they just randomly choose based off of who knows what.
Yeah.
If you get the shoes or not. It's really becoming annoying as shit and very disappointing.
I don't even know if I'd be third anymore with all bots. I don't even know how that whole thing works. I know that I think I'm pretty fast, but I will tell you this. I'll give you a little story with those Air Max, those duck camos that I just got. So if you're not getting a got 'em or you don't have any purchased come up within the first 1 or 2 minutes after that 8 o'clock our time, you're not going to get it. You're just in line.
So what do you do? Your shit's still pending.
So, I mean, you have to wait till it doesn't.
You just got to wait till it's not pending.
But everything's sold out, especially if it's even semi-hyped after that. So this one, I had the same thing pop up. But I didn't see if 10 was or wasn't available. But when my pending went away and then the 170 came back up, I think I might have tried. I think 10 was probably gone. So I went 10 and a half.
See,
I went 12.
In me, it popped up 10 was still available. So if a 12 was gone, all the other sizes were there.
Good.
I tried a 9.5. It popped up that was gone another 2 minutes later.
Sure.
Then the only thing was left was 10, 10.5, and 11. I try a 10. Nothing, None of it's available anyway. It's not even fucking available. The app is glitching out.
Yeah.
The shit's a pile of shit. the shit's a pile of shit. Listen to me.
Nice.
I'm so frustrated, bro.
I think it's the bots, man. The bots are so crazy, man, and there's just no way to control those, man. And like you said, you could be third, fourth, fifth all day. Those bots are probably fucking thousands.
How did we used to be able to get pairs then? I'm not saying we hit every drop, but I'm saying we hit like 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10. Like, I'd be fine with that. How do we just... Dog, I have not hit one pair of shoes this entire year.
See, I've hit 3, so I feel like a piece of shit.
Like, what the fuck is going on? What's the secret? What do we do?
Yeah.
Put me up on game.
So
I'm just trying to wear the fucking shoes.
I'm trying to think of all the logics, right? So sneakers was only available when it first came out with Apple. Year or two later, then they allowed Android.
They let all the fucking piece of shit fucks in, and that glitched the whole thing up.
Yeah,
that wrote a bunch of code for my Android phone, and
Yep.
now I got this code fluctuating on the sneakers app, and I'm gonna come through here and getting everybody a pair of sneakers in my group, in my cook group on my Discord, and we're gonna sell them all, and make money.
Yeah, make money. So I think that's what it is. I think the evolution of sneakers app from just being Apple only, then Android, and then obviously the bots and the sneaker groups, and I think in a recession, the only thing that's still selling and buying is sneakers. Sneakers is doing great right now.
I don't understand.
Semi-recession. But
those shits are hitting, they're like 280 right now, too.
300 my size.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Approaching 3.
And you know what? I don't love that shoe that much.
Is that going to stay there?
Well, Jordan 1s only seem to rise here lately. So I'm a little concerned that thing may hit 350.
I put it out on Twitter yesterday. I'm like, damn, these things are already almost 300. And a couple people hit me and were like, oh, they'll drop after people get their pairs.
They will drop after they get their pairs, but I think as we see any pretty cool colorway, now this one isn't leather. It's all that suede, and it's that long-haired suede, which I think is pretty sick, actually. But if it's any good colorway with the Jordan 1, they just seem to keep going up as time goes on. So I don't know, man. I think they will drop a little bit, and maybe that's the time you get a pair if you really, really want them. But I see them shooting back up to 300 and over very, very soon.
Yeah, neighborhood, that's a good point. Apps like StockX and GOAT make it easier for these fools to move so much product. I know, dude. That's what's made it, like, it used to be a little bit harder to resell sneakers, and now with StockX and GOAT, it's so easy to resell. You don't even have to deal with eBay or OfferUp or talk to a buyer. You don't have to talk to anyone. You can just jump on there and load up these sneakers and make an easy $100 on your Saturday.
And just keep eating Cheetos and being fat.
Right.
At home.
Dog, I used to be like, I used to spend a bunch of time like getting my shit ready and being up and getting drops and shit. I don't do any of that anymore.
Right.
It's overly annoying staring at a screen like that. I'd rather put all my time and effort into betting research because I make more money betting throughout the weekend than I do trying to cop any pairs of sneakers to resell, to wear, anything. It's so frustrating, bro. You know, I'm this close to doing Teddy style.
Yeah.
I'm this close to selling all my shit and just being out the game. Like, we can come in here, we can still talk sneakers on the show. Dow will be your sneaker guy. I'll tell you my opinion. Oh, those look cool. Those look like shit. Those look like a pile of fucking dog shit. That's a bag of farts right there. Oh, that's a good pair. But other than that, I'm that frustrated, bro. Like, to the fact that I haven't gotten one shoe. If I didn't have this show and have the great people listening to this show that say, hey, TTF, I got a pair of these in the 12. You want them? I'll loop you at retail. If I didn't have people like Misha, people like looking out for me, I would be a bagel this year.
You'd have zero
I'd be double bagels. Double bagels, bro.
Double bagel style.
It would be nuts.
Yeah.
Absolutely nuts. So yeah, I'm frustrated.
Gotcha.
Anyway, we can continue along with sneakers.
All right, so check it out. So I think we only have really one big release this week, and we finally just got a release date for this like a week ago, and it was not a shock to finally get that day because a lot of shoes have been pushed back. This is one of them, the Yeezy 350 Zion.
Oh, yeah.
This was supposed to release last month, push back. What is Adidas doing? It just kind of fell under the radar, and then all of a sudden in the last 4 or 5 days, oh, by the way, it's releasing this Saturday. Let's go. So, and we found out that it's not going to be as limited as we thought. It sounds like all the foot sites are getting it. Dude, Dick's Sporting Goods is getting this Zion.
No shit.
Yeah, dude.
They're getting the Zion Williamson basketball? No, I'm just kidding.
They are getting the Zion for sure. No Pelicans. That's for sure here. That being said, if we go to here, so this guy retails for $220. This is all things that you guys already kind of know. I think it's a great shoe. I sold my Static, so I think this is a good replacement for my Static. I haven't bought a Yeezy 350 in a minute, and I think this is one that I wouldn't mind having in the collection. It's a little darker than the Static, so I think this one's not going to look or get as fucked up as age comes. So when I saw Chris Roberts, and no shots to him, that guy wears the shit out of his Static and takes care of his shoes. But the Static just gets really dingy, in my opinion, even if you do take care of it. So
what's that milky, like creamy white outsole?
Yeah.
And even on the Zebras, it's the same way. It just gets really dirty. And
I think this one's going to be the same way, though.
Yeah, it starts to yellow and get kind of gross looking.
So his just looked a little dingy, and his was still really clean. Again, no shots. And I looked at mine in dead stock, and it looked so beautiful. And I was like, great, awesome, time to sell it. So I sold it. So I think this is a great replacement for the Static, in my opinion, just to have that darker prime knit. And I don't know. What do you think about that stitching down the center? That really sticks out like a sore thumb. It really makes me feel like a Frankenstein shoe. Does that really stick out to you?
Not really, but are you just saying that because all the new pairs haven't had that lately, and now they're kind of going back to that?
This one just kind of seems like an eyesore to me a little bit, but I still like the shoe. But that stitching down the center really just...
Maybe if it was the first time I saw a 350 V2 like that or something,
Really?
but I guess I'm so used to it, it's just kind of like, it doesn't really bother me that much.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I like this shoe, man. I think it's cool. It is available right now to register on the Adidas app, so I would assume if you're an Icon member or better, I don't think there's anything better, your chances should be pretty good, especially when I'm seeing stock at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Yeah.
That tells me that there's plenty of stock on this. All foot sites are going to have it. The Adidas app is doing reservations now. I think this should be a fairly easy shoe to get if you put a little bit of work in on it. I mean, I think Yeezy Supply is probably going to have a good amount of stock. So if you want this, I think it'd be pretty easy to get. That's this week.
They look really nice in person. My buddy has an early pair.
Okay.
Anachoff. Hen Gav look better on feet.
Okay.
So, yeah, this wasn't a pair that I was looking to. I don't know. My V2s are. I probably need to sell some V2s, bro.
Dude, I've sold almost all mine.
What do you think of the no pull tab?
I think it looks okay on this one.
Dalton said he misses it. Neighborhood said he wants it back.
Dude, I'm a big pull tab guy. I love the pull tab. But on this one, it looks okay. There's a lot of them that don't look okay. This one looks okay.
Okay without it?
Yeah, I'm okay without it.
I'm not, whatever. Either way, it's never a thing that bugs me too much. I'm with you. This looks all right without it.
I think it looks good without it.
It's not like it's creating an eyesore.
Right.
Without it.
Yeah, I think this colorway looks good. All right, on to the next one, man. This is one that I've been looking forward to showing you. I've really had my eye on this one. I'm looking forward to the release date in the next couple of weeks. I think Europe has already released it on a couple places, and I missed out, of course. But there's a new Dunk SB coming out, and it's an homage to the ACG pairs, dude. Remember the kind of all-terrain all conditions gear, I believe is what it stands for.
All conditions gear. Is that what ACG is?
I'm pretty sure. I think that's what it stands for. All conditions gear.
Funny.
But this is the new Dunk SB, man. Retails for $100. It is said to release in July. It already has at a couple places, in Europe or whatnot. But I really like this shoe, man. I like the speckle on the midsole. I like the yellow and purple and the red. I think it plays really, really well. And if you look at it from that angle, I think it's a great looking shoe. I'm really excited for this shoe.
They look a little too Superman for me.
Too Superman, huh?
Yeah, they just look like, look at the yellow laces, the red thing on the side, the blue.
I don't see Superman.
You don't see Superman in those?
No.
How not?
I see a super shoe. I don't see a Superman.
How? They just look like Superman, guy.
Really?
Dunk lows aren't the greatest looking shoe anyway either, regardless of what the internet and everyone tells you this year.
This year.
I mean, they're not that great.
Yeah, you said next year. Just wait till everybody's eating their balls when Dunks.
I bet you the next couple years they start
next few years. It'll take a couple years.
Yeah, those
for that Travis effect to kind of dwindle a little bit.
Yeah, those look like Superman's. Guy.
So you're out on these. You wouldn't pay resale for these.
Nah.
Should I not pay resale for these?
Oh, if you want them, guy, do your thing.
Right
it's just
now,
not for me.
Right now, the best I see is about $280. But this is $100
Is that purple
Dunk.
or blue?
It's purple.
Looks like blue for some reason.
Yeah, maybe the monitor sucks, but it's a purple. It almost is the same purple as the plums.
That's why it looks like Superman to me. Someone said Superman didn't wear purple in the chat.
Yeah, it almost looks like the same purple, and the quality almost looks like the same purple on the plum Dunks.
What are Dunk Terra ACG?
You got it.
Let me see if I.
They're a little bit more purple than blue. They're not blue.
Let's see.
What do you think?
Okay, yeah, way more purple. On that monitor, they look blue as shit. They look like Superman.
Yeah.
Especially with the yellow laces in them. Yeah, they're way more purple. Still nothing I would wear.
What do you think? What do you think with black laces? See, I think so much gets lost. It's hard to see in the monitor there.
Oh my God, those look like such shit on feet. That on feet. Oh my God.
Well, dude, look at the fools wearing Jinkos for God's sakes.
Those are terrible.
Get out of here.
Black, terrible, or I don't like any of it. Not for me.
You're not for it, huh?
No, but I'm not a huge dunk low guy either. I just don't think they're that tight looking.
Yeah.
Just because they made a comeback. I mean, they've been stacking dust in people's closets. Maybe we should just get back to that.
Got some dust hands.
That's what they deserved. I mean, they don't deserve the attention and the hype that they're getting right now.
I don't know.
They don't deserve the prices they're hitting. They don't deserve any of it.
My mom always bought me dunks in high school because we couldn't afford anything
They're cheap,
else.
right? Yeah.
So I
under
like
$100 back, especially back then. You're like talking about 70, 80 bucks probably.
I like dunks. I wish I still had all my dunks from when I was in high school, Billy. But I don't think dunks are the coolest thing since sliced bread. I don't not or like the new wave coming back. I don't really carry the way. I mean, I think my favorite pair are the plums. Those plums are so sick.
That's what I was just gonna say. This looks like a poor man's plums guy.
A poor man's plums? I don't know about that guy.
No?
No.
Why?
Because I think it looks sick. It looks different enough with the yellow laces, that red check, the spotted midsole. I think it looks different to me. And it reminds me of that ACG stuff. Like, the plums don't remind me of anything. This takes me back to that all conditions.
Yeah,
gear.
you gotta. If you like dunks, I can see how people like them. I'm not a dunk low guy.
Yeah.
There's very few pairs of dunk lows that I'm like, oh, I would really like to have that shoe. You know?
Totally.
That's just me.
You're more on the resale tip.
Dunk highs.
How much is that dunk gonna make me?
Dude, at this point, that's the shit I'm saying. Like, at this point, I can't even sniff a shoe to get for myself, let alone to get to resell. Like,
right.
And it's not like I'm out here just not even trying either. I'm trying, bro.
Yeah, I like these. So check it out. Ready for the next thing. Did you hear about what Kith dropped this morning?
Yeah, I heard about it. Didn't
mess with it?
Yeah.
So they did the Kith/Looney Tunes collab. Let me just show you some of this shit, man. And by shit, I mean it's shit. I don't like it. I am not interested one bit. And it's not that I don't like the Looney Tunes. I love Marvin the Martian. He was one of my favorite. Or the Tasmanian Devil. Like, dude, Wile E. the Coyote? Using all the Acme explosions?
Wile E. the Coyote.
Dude, I love this shit. But, I mean, dude, if I wore this shit right now, like, what am I trying to prove? Like, just take a look at some of this shit, man. Like, here's the Kith box logo. Let's pull that one up. What you see there is damn near all the characters that vomited onto the Kith box logo. I don't understand it.
Yeah, the Kith box logo is like camouflaged.
It is, right?
Right.
Camouflaged, and it does not look good. Now, what I would say, all these people in the comments are going to be like, well, dude, I bought it to sell it. I would never wear it. I'd never own it. Well, that's fine. But I mean, for anybody who buys this for themselves. Oh, dude.
Crazy?
Oh, yeah. I think some of the T-shirts, dude, are netting like $100, $150 profit.
Why?
I don't know.
Since when did teachers get into Kith? I mean, seriously, I could see my mom rolling around, my aunt, someone rolling around with a T-shirt that has Looney Tunes characters on it. What's going on there?
Right. Yeah, check out some of these, man. Some of these are awful, dude.
That one with the Kith thing, that looks just like a logo flip that somebody would do.
It's a logo
flip. But I don't know why you would ever logo flip Looney Tunes characters.
Right? How about this one? Box logo, bugs on it, Kith logo turned into a carrot. Not good?
I mean, a little clev, but not my style. Plus that royal blue is...
Yeah, you're not a royal blue guy.
Or is that purple?
Dude, it looks like the Kith box
that looks
logo.
like the same color as the damn shoes on our monitor.
Oh, yeah, it does. That looks pretty close to what I see on the screen.
Doesn't that? I don't know.
That's pretty close. So check it out. It looks like the Kith box logo has diarrhea.
Yeah, I see that.
You see that?
Or a little throw up maybe, but better than diarrhea. Diarrhea.
A little bile vomit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like it's throwing up.
Gotcha.
That's exactly what it looks like.
How about this one, man?
It's nostalgia, guys. You're overthinking it from Neighborhood.
Nah, fuck your nostalgia.
You remember those old shirts where they had them like in baggy jeans and backwards?
Yeah.
And like,
crisscross is going to make you jump.
That's what it was. Crisscross looking shit. Bugs and Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah, dude, where they'd wear
stuff.
it backwards, yeah.
Is that kind of a play on this shit?
Maybe.
Is that the nostalgia he's speaking of?
Maybe that's Ronnie's influence. Dude, if my mom wore shit like this, dude, like literally sweaters, and she was a teacher, and she thought it was so cute because her kids were going to love it.
Spot on with that.
She embarrassed the shit out of me, dude, when she would wear this shit. Why the hell would I want to wear that? It takes me back to a time where I was 10, 11 years old, being like, Mom, why are you wearing that? God damn, Bugs Bunny be looking big because, my mom had a big crew neck on, and I'm like, dude, this is not flattering. This is gross. I'm embarrassed. My friends are going to make fun of me, Like, that's what this shit takes me back to, man. And I don't know. So,
those days,
so back to neighborhood, my nostalgia is not good.
Right.
That's my nostalgia. Maybe he's got good nostalgia, eating his damn Wheaties in the morning, Saturday mornings, watching cartoons. Maybe his nostalgia is better than mine. Mine's not good, though.
The culture loves Kith must be an East Coast thing from John King. Vintage Looney Tunes has a market. J-Dub killing kicks.
I do agree with that.
Rocky Contreras. I mean, they're cool, but no way I could wear that.
Dog, what do you know about Yosemite Sam?
Haha, styles changed since then, old man. Neighborhood. Throwing some shots.
Dude, this one's the big reseller right now. This is the sought after shirt.
The Space Jam joint.
Yeah.
Right.
The Space Jam joint. People wanted this one. And I get that. I mean, you got the movie, you got the NBA restarting. There's so many
It just looks like some
motives.
shit that I would wear as a 9-year-old kid. Yeah, like something my parents would have put on me. Like as a grown man, I would never wear that.
I think the best way to phrase this, and I'll put myself on camera on this one, I think this is the thrift shop Kith drop this morning. That's what this reminds me of. A bunch of shirts that I would see from the 90s, which again, I'm a big nostalgia guy. I love the 90s, the Nintendo stuff, which I've got a story on that, man. We'll end with the underrated news on some Nintendo shit. But yeah, for me, this is the Kith drop thrift shop drop. I don't know what else to say, man. It's cool. It's just not for me, man.
Not
so
for me.
I guess that's enough probably with this. But
Looney Tunes retros were cool in the mid 90s and did not age well. I see the same thing happening here, Blake P.
Yeah, I'm probably with Blake P. So, anyways, man, that's I wanted to show you some of that shit. Look at this Tom Stefaniak hoodie, real quick. 1 second there.
Why is that his hoodie? I don't get the joke.
Tom Stefaniak wears some of the loudest, weirdest hoodies ever, and he always wears hoodies. He's just a hoodie guy. I could see Tom wearing this one, man. Just kind of a goofy guy wearing a goofy hoodie.
The shit that I do like is tight is the white bottom and the white cuffs.
Yeah, you like that pop?
And I honestly don't even mind like the print and the characters, like whatever. That one's all right.
That's too much for me.
It's a lot. I mean, you have to do a lot with it, but it's not a bad looking hoodie. Like I like the white Kith logo. It matches the white cuffs and the white.
Right.
That was probably one of the nicer things you've shown me.
Well, you're welcome.
I mean, it's not like I'd rock it, but yeah, we're splitting hairs here.
Totally. So that was a Kith drop, man. I didn't buy anything. I did try to get on there and try to add something to the cart. I mean, not good. I couldn't even get to the website for, the first, I think it all dropped at either 9 or 8.
That Kith website's a nightmare.
Oh, dude, it's the worst.
Nightmare.
So
I think I've copped a total of like 2 things off there ever, bro.
Yeah.
Ever.
Oh, dude, they even have skateboards. I didn't even see that. What about Speedy Gonzalez? You know about that fool? That's kind of tight.
Speedy Gonzalez on the skateboard is.
I like that
because it's not clothes.
Because you can't tell it's Kith either, which is kind of cool, man. So I like that.
What do you mean you can't tell it's Kith?
I mean, because
other than the big Kith written, huh?
The I is.
You can't tell what that is.
Yeah, the I and the T is a little fucked up.
Ooh, it may be KTH.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Ooh, it's a mystery. What a brand.
KTH. That's what I used to say about my chicks. Keep them hot. You know what I mean? KTH.
You just make that up.
Not good.
Not good.
That's what I used to say about my chicks.
Yeah, man.
Wow, Robin has to be excited. Very excited.
Keep them hot, dog.
Sorry, idiot face.
What about a rug?
The Looney Tunes Circle Huddle rug.
Huh.
Interesting.
I don't know what to say about that.
Me either. I don't really have
You know
words.
what I thought it was at first? Dude, on a vinyl record player, you have like those thin kind of thin sheets that lay down that your vinyl records sit on. I thought that's what that was.
Yeah, what's a huddle rug though?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about to cover up your. It looks
yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good one.
That's what I thought it was,
Looks
but
like
it's a huddle rug.
Looks like that.
So I don't know.
All right, let's get off the Kith shit.
All right.
That shit's terrible.
The last thing I have for sneakers, and then we'll get the hell out of sneakers. Dude, this drop is going to be one of the hardest shoes to get of the year But what I have seen is it looks like you're getting sizing all the way to men's 15, according to the sneakers app. Did you see that?
Yes.
Are you excited for this
16 and a half.
Tell me you're excited for this shoe.
Yeah, no, I was as excited as I could be to not get a shoe. Yeah, fucking pumped, dude.
How about Just Incredible, or somebody creates you like 15 sneaker accounts? See if we can get that shoe for you.
I just don't even want to. I'm not that. I don't need 15 sneakers accounts. I'm just not that into it anymore, bro.
Yeah.
I feel bad for saying that because I feel like I'm letting you down. But yeah, it's cool. It's great. I'll give it a thumbs up. It's neat. But if I got it, there's no way I would ever wear it. It'd get dirty as fuck. It'd get beat to shit. It would start looking dingy, and I could make probably close to $800 by selling it. So I don't know why. That's just what it's come down to anymore.
Yeah.
All the shoes that I would get to wear like this, you'd be like, oh yeah, it'd be cool to have that to wear. You can't even wear it because it's worth too much. That's just what the game's come to.
Right.
So now you got to get 2 pairs. Oh, okay. Get 2 pairs of the shoe that I couldn't even get 1 pair of. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Yeah, I think it looks great though. I think the way they did it is awesome. I love everything about it.
Yeah,
I think it looks great.
The quality of it seems a lot better than the 5s. It seems a little less rugged and something that foam would just wear out and start kind of evaporating. This looks a little bit tighter, in my opinion, just by the official images. But yeah, this is something you'll have to take pretty good care of, man. Or like you said, it's going to get tarnished and beat up. You're absolutely right. This is a date shoe for me. I'd love to have this shoe. I'm not jumping out the window. Right now, it's going for about $2,000 in our size. If you wanted to buy it early, before the drop, just a little FYI there.
What are you talking about? You're when it's going for $2,000 right
Dude,
now.
hey, that's one way to secure your pair. $2,000. This could be your pair. Then you don't have to play the game.
So nuts.
You know, but I really like this shoe, man. I'm looking forward to it. Again, if I get it for a great price, I'd love to have it. But I think for me, I think probably $650, $700 is my price. But I think you're probably going to be over that for this shoe.
$650, $700? Yeah, I think so too.
After the drop, I think. But that's my threshold. If I can get it for obviously retail, I'd be happy as a pig in shit. But $650, $700 is probably where I'd be to own this shoe and cherish it. Yeah, as a collector.
Uncle Jim says franchise has got shoe burn. Blake P, TTF's a grumpy old man today. Tell me what I'm saying that's not factual though. Tell me what I'm saying is not the fact that you can't just walk in and buy a shoe anymore. There's not even anywhere you can line up to buy a shoe. So therefore you have to do this rigmarole against a bunch of people that have spent thousands of dollars on setups and bots and things to beat you to it.
To be better.
What is fun about that, dog? Like, what is fun about wasting your morning trying to get a shoe you know you have no shot in getting? And, oh, by the way, you got to get 2 pairs because if somehow you do hit it, you're not going to be able to wear the shoe anyway. Do you see my shoes? Do you see my collection? You see how I get down? I wear 99% of my shit. And if I haven't worn it yet, it's because I'm sitting on it waiting for it to hit a right price so I can sell it because it's just hit way too much.
Yeah.
It's not worth wearing anymore, bro. And that's the fun has nearly been squeezed out of the game for me, dog. You ever have a Capri Sun?
Oh, I love Capri Suns.
You know how there's a little bit of juice there, but you never can feel like you get all the juice out and you're trying to squeeze, you're trying to get that last bit of juice out. That's how I feel with the sneaker game. I'm trying to get that last bit of joy that's left in that fucking jug or left in that Capri Sun container. I'm trying to hold on for that joy before I just throw it all away, dog. I'm trying. But that's where I'm at. The joy has been squeezed out of the game, bro.
So it sounds like you are just fighting a bunch of Usmans. People that are just better at the game, more just have studied it, have invested more into it, more money into it. You're fighting a bunch of Usmans.
I guess if you want to put it that way, but the fact is I'm not going to go to a camp. I'm not going to go into a training camp, meaning I'm not going to go set up a bunch of bots and get proxies and go do all this shit that I need to do to be better.
You're not on that camp.
It's just not worth it. The juice ain't worth the squeeze to me personally because after you do all that shit, after you spend all that money to get the bots, to get the proxies, you still have to know what the fuck you're doing, and then you still have to monitor that thing and spend hours and hours, thousands of hours resetting stuff up because the websites are changing shit. So you still have to go through and do all that as well. It's just,
You ain't got that time.
No. It's just not even. It's not even fun, bro. The shit is just. The game is wearing me out. It is what. Hey, and just like every good fighter, who's undefeated, Dal? Who's undefeated?
Not Street Jesus.
Who is undefeated? Father Time.
Father Time.
Just like every good fighter, maybe I've met my time. My time in the sneaker game, I've ridden that wave.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of good times. I've made some money.
A lot of great vlogs.
I had a lot of great vlogs, but maybe my time has just come. Maybe the time has come for me to just step out the cage. Father Time has gotten the best of me. I've gotten knocked out for the last time. And it's just like, I don't have much more left. At this point, I'm Donald Cerrone. I'm just getting in there and getting punched in the head. For what? A couple P3 endorsement commercials?
I was going to say, at least you have a great P3 endorsement.
Jeez, dude.
And that endorsement shows clips of when Donald Cerrone was at his best.
Right.
We need some clips of you at your best.
Go back and watch the vlogs.
Let's retire you properly.
Go back and watch the vlogs. We got plenty of clips at my best.
Yeah, we do.
Running around, chasing around postmen. Some of the best content on YouTube.
Delivering shoes to Ted?
Right.
We were there.
Yep. So that's kind of, that's where I'm at. It's like, all right, how many times can you just keep getting beat up and knocked down? And it's like, after a while, it's like, all right, it's just kind of, I'll just move on.
Huh. So no Chumbawamba for you? I get knocked
It was
down
back in the day.
and
It
I
was
get
back
up
in the day.
again.
Back in the day, I was Chumbawamba. Now I'm just Wumba.
Oh.
Now I'm just Dumba. Chumba Dumba.
Chumba Dumba over here.
Dunba.
Gosh. You drink some whiskey drink. Drink some vodka drink.
Let me see. Sneaker culture is over, fam. Reselling has killed it. Nah, man. Franchise is absolutely right. The game is fucked up. Miss the old days. Rock your shoes for F's sake. I don't know why I'm bleeping F's when I've said a lot of F's this show anyway. J-Dub killing kicks. Sneak game almost dead to me. Hengav. Sneaker bot equals Usman.
Yeah.
TTF shows up with 6 minutes notice. Philly Mayor. Damn. Thomas Yee. Damn, you nailed it. No more joy in the game. I tried to do the bot stuff too. It became another job. Exactly. Thomas Yee. Exactly. Dude.
If you want to be great at it, it is a lot of investment.
It's not
time
only
and money.
Yeah, it's not only another job from a time aspect. You're investing thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah.
To compete.
To be good.
With these other, dog. It's just ridiculous.
It's a hell of a camp. I like how you put it in a camp. I'm not going to go to the camp. I'm not going to get a bot. I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars into this camp. I think it was great.
It's time for TTF to hang up his jersey in the rafters. Jeremy Perea.
Yeah, I think we'll hang it in here.
To hang up his jersey and ones in the rafters. Bro, I'm just going to tie my ones up.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd ever be like Ted where I'd fully just eliminate my shoe collection and wear Asics gels.
Oof,
I wouldn't do that, but I would definitely sell everything that has crazy amount of values and just keep the shit that I absolutely love that I would want for the rest of my life. And that would be it, bro. That would be it for me. Anything more sneaker wise, Dal?
I think that's it for sneakers, man. Don't have any in studio. We'll have the Viotechs on Monday's cast. Monday's the last cast we're doing before you go out or before you head out to the East Coast. Is that right?
Yes, I leave next Wednesday.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I leave next Wednesday to the East Coast. People were telling me I should have Roselli in to do the show with you on Thursday.
Yeah.
People were saying in the chat, or to do the show with me since you're gone on Thursday. He says he has to work. I don't know. I don't know how. It would be funny. Trust me, it'd be funny. You guys would leave the show with some stories. That's for sure. All right, finish up on underrated news, Dal, and we'll get out of here.
Gotcha. All right, so underrated news. So you're familiar with Super Mario Brothers, correct?
Of course.
Aren't we all, right? So they actually had a video game that was obviously certified, authenticated, that thing, graded, as you would with like a baseball card.
Oh, they grade video games?
Absolutely.
Like the packaging, the whole shit?
They sure do.
Wow.
Dead stock packaging, they sure do. I'll actually put a picture up here for a second, and it had a grade of 9.4 out of 10. So pretty damn high. Like anything over a 9 is just immaculate, right? We don't see a lot of 10s of baseball cards, of video games, anything. So that's an immaculate grade. But it ended up selling for a record price of $114,000 at auction.
For what product again?
The Super Mario Brothers video game.
Just the game itself.
Here's what it looks like. See the personal grade on there as a 9.4, packaged, graded, ready to rock, sealed, dead stock, $114K.
So plastic seal, Mario Brothers sleeve, and the game itself.
Everything.
That's it. Just those.
And they have like the not cardboard, excuse me, it's styrofoam insert inside there.
Okay.
Remember those styrofoam inserts?
Gotcha.
Fully enclosed, fully dead stock. One of the originals from, what was it, 1985, 87?
85, it came out overseas. I think it came to the U.S. in like 88, 87.
I think 87, yeah. So, yeah, man, how about that, dude? And that was
how much? 114 G's?
At a heritage auction.
Wow.
That's what it's called. Yeah, who did that?
You don't got one of those sealed? The collector and you?
No, dude, I don't have one sealed. I have multiples, and I have all the cardboard, the styrofoam inserts. I have the booklets. The packaging is still all correct. Not one of them is fully sealed, though.
Wow, too bad, Dal.
I've got so many that aren't sealed, dude. I've got Donkey Kong. I've got Thrill Safari. I've got TNC Surf Design. I got Super Spike V-Ball, and they're all Blades of Steel. I've got them all in their original packaging, and some doubles of some of those. None of them sealed. Not a goddamn one of them.
Sealed just means, so you got all the original packaging. Sealed just means with the
dead
plastic.
Stock. Yeah, never opened.
Vacuum seal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Over it. Gotcha.
Mix, new in box. Don't have any of those.
Nothing,
I have complete packaging. I even have my complete packaging of my original NES. But again, it's all open.
Yeah.
And it has the power pad. So I've got all that stuff, and there's value in it, but not $114,000 value.
Can you tell me what's going on with that picture in the bottom lower right corner? Yeah, why does she look like she's giving the little slug sign with the circle in her finger?
Give me a little hit.
Homegirl looks like she's throwing a deuce, and then she's giving you like look at this, I'm about to slug you in the arm.
I'm about to slug you in your arm, give you dead arm.
What's that game called?
I don't know, but it's the worst.
Ah, damn, I don't remember that game either. You guys remember that game where you throw the little...
Here you go.
I love how you clicked on it just to pull it up. What's happening there?
I don't know what's happening. That looks like a hell of a TikTok. We should ask John King what they're doing there. Is that a TikTok?
Maybe. Weird.
I don't know what they're doing.
Weirdo shit.
It's weird nonsense.
Funny stuff. On that note, yeah, we're way over time. Thank you guys to everybody that came through in the chat today, participated, donated in the super chat. Make sure you're following on social media at OMG It's TTF, at Dal Palantonio, at MUPcast on Twitter, and at Most Underrated Podcast on Instagram. Yeah, I think that's it, man. We'll be back. I don't know. Stay tuned. I don't know if we're going to do doing a show on Thursday would be a lot because I'd have to get your setup and run the show somehow and run the sounds. That'd be a lot.
Yeah.
Possible. I may even give you guys just an audio thing. If some shit happens I really need to just talk about, maybe I'll just drop an audio thing. Maybe I'll drop something exclusive for the Patreon cats. I'll give everyone else a week off. I'll just drop some a Patreon cast or something.
That'd be dope.
I'm debating.
With that badass picture behind you, should do something in here.
I know, huh?
Thing looks incredible.
Looks great, dude.
Wish I could.
Shout out to my lady for the painting. Shout out to my mom for bringing through the painting or the big print, bro. Zooming out. Oh, there you go. Look at that, Dal. Nice. I like it. See, we need to get a cameraman in here. That's the next evolution of the cast. Being able to take calls and get a cameraman in here to roll around the studio live. It was good. Nice, Dal. Nice
yeah,
job.
buddy. It
Nice
looks awesome, man. So yeah, shout outs to your lady, shout outs to your mom for grabbing this for us. Awesome, man. Looks
great,
great,
yeah,
man.
have fun on your trip, Dal.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully you guys have a good time. Hopefully you get to play a little golf out there as well. You say you're gonna bring the sticks.
I'm taking the sticks, man. It's a resort course.
Let's go.
Love it.
Love it. All right, fools. On that note, keep it locked to the socials. I'll let you know what's going on for Thursday. And as always, we'll see you fools sometime.